Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Monday, September 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect clear skies with a high of 94. There we go. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome in Monday, September 18, 2023. Another day of OTB. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, Taylor hanging out with you today. It is a Monday show, which means we have a ton to get to. We'll do our LSU Mississippi State film review here early on. Dove into that for a few hours last night. Then I don't know. That might take up the whole first hour. We will see. We got weekend winners, hour 2. Talk about the insane day in the NFL yesterday. A lot of crazy comebacks in the NFL yesterday. We can also look at who hath fallen into the dreaded 0-2 hole and who maybe can climb out of it. You got a Saints game coming up tonight. We'll have Caroline Fenton on at 8:30 to give us her SEC takes. Hold the Mayo 9:15, talking little Saints. And, yeah, that should be it. That should be a good show. It's going to be a very fun show today, youtube.com/1045 ESPN if you want to get involved. How's everyone feeling today, boys? Jake, what's up, man? It was great seeing you at Don Juan Saturday. Jake showed up. We got to watch the whole game there. Very fun.
The weekend was great for LSU, like everything we said, and we're going to get into it. It was a very, very fun game to watch. And then with the Chargers, we almost win. So if you don't allow yourself to expect anything more, then it was actually a really good weekend.
Yeah, the Bolts, one of those teams in the dreaded 0-2 hole, unfortunately.
And Taylor made a good point before the show. I was like, yeah, man, it's kind of 2 in a row, but you expect it. And he goes, actually, it's 3 in a row because what they did against the Jags in the playoffs. I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. That's
true. It has the feeling of a snowball for Brandon Staley right now. It's we'll see. We'll see where it ends up going. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Mario, what's up, man? How you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. Pumped for the Saints game. Hopefully they can get out to that 2-0 start, keep pace with the rest of the division. So excited.
NFC South, don't look now, dude. I mean, just a bunch of good teams, like we all said. Taylor, what about you? Your Cowboys looking potentially like the best team in the NFL. You feeling all fat and cocky today?
I'm not feeling fat and cocky. I don't think they're the best team in the NFL, but they have the best defense in the NFL, likely, which is something I thought could be a possibility coming into the season. They look really good so far, though. I'm happy with what I've seen so far, so I'm doing pretty good.
All right, let's dive into this LSU film. Obviously, like Jake said, this is a very fun game to watch. It's not film you dread. It's film you look forward to, and it's because it was basically perfect on both sides of the ball. I mean, at one point in the first half, before Mississippi State had the drive when it was 24-0, and they get the touchdown right before half, at one point, Jake, you had outgained the Bulldogs 297-7. 297 to 7. And it's kind of interesting because at both sides of the ball, the first play wasn't great. First play, State comes out, they throw a first down. You're like, oh, my God, what's going to happen here? But then you know what happened? Well, you had a beautiful run fit from Whit Weeks, who we'll talk more and more about, the young freshman. Looking good, wear number 40, instinctual. We told you this is a good game for him. And, well, that is Whit, right? And West is older. Nobody could remember
40,
on Saturday.
West 33.
Yes, I'm just making sure. So great run fit by Whit. Then you had a line bust that led to Savion Jones getting big pressure, and then some really good team zone coverage, and Harold Perkins getting kind of accelerating Will Rogers' clock. Anyway, so they get that first out, then they immediately go 3 and out. You get the ball offensively, you immediately get the false start first play, and then after that, well, just like the defense, everything was perfect, man. And every now and then you get a game right in terms of how it's going to play out. And the offensive lines and the defensive lines absolutely dominated. this game. And we'll obviously talk a ton of Jaden Daniels because Jaden Daniels was near perfect. 30 of 34, 361 to the air, 2 touchdowns, 15 more carries for 64 more yards, 2 touchdowns, with a total of over 420 yards, over 80% completion, 4 touchdowns. He was perfect. Malik Neighbors, awesome. But you know what makes their job a lot easier? When they can just stand back there and just hang out. And he had clean pocket after clean pocket. So just an absolute dominant day in the trenches, Jake, just like we kind of said it was going to be.
Yeah, you dictated everything in the trenches, and that was going to be the story of the game. And you turn on the tape, and we saw that, and you're wondering, okay, well, how much of that is because Arizona maybe is a little light up front? Well, that didn't really matter. That story was told off that tape, and you got to trust your eyes after you watch that. And so you felt like that LSU was going to have some advantages, and what could they do with those advantages? Well, they dominated in those advantages, and again, they dictated everything in that game. There was nothing that Mississippi State did, right, that affected LSU.
No,
and it was total dominance, and that's exactly the type of performance that we were hoping that we would see from LSU, and they did it from the very get-go, and also they did it throughout the game. That's important too.
Yeah.
Like they never really let up. I mean, one scoring drive really from Mississippi State, and even then they had to convert a 4th down that you had a pretty good opportunity to get the quarterback on the ground on that 4th down. So throughout the game, every phase they dominated.
And you saw a lot of you saw improvement in a lot of the areas that you wanted to. Mason Smith didn't have his big moment this game, but I thought he looked much more comfortable than he did last game. Active hands, getting guys off him. He doesn't open the PBU. He finally gets a tackle at the end of the game. Mason Smith is trending in the right direction. In terms of pass rush in general, it seems like everybody had a big day. I'm trying to, you had Savion Jones with a sack, Mekhi Wingo with a sack, Harold Perkins with a sack, Major Burns with a beast sack run over the running back. Swinson almost had one there at the end. But Harold Perkins, another player who I think looks supremely comfortable out there at that nickel Sam spot. And it's interesting because not only is he starting to play better and better in coverage, the second game in a row where I actually like him in coverage when he had his opportunities, but you can still bring him off the edge there if you want, or you can play games where, you act like you are and you make the defense over-focus on him, and then you end up dropping him. So I feel like, yes, they have found what Harold, and again, some of this is matchup dependent. This is Mississippi State matchup that, like we said, we thought Savion Jones and Harold Perkins and these guys would feast, right? So it's not going to be the case every week. But I feel much more comfortable in how they're using Perkins now, Jake. And like I said, like he had, because a lot of time that Nick, like he had one play, they try to run a little swing pass to the running back. He's in zone coverage, ends up he has the flat, and his closing speed to get there. And I mean, he was on Marks, and Marks couldn't do a thing. It felt for the first time like you were seeing the lion that used to stalk the tall grass last year on those QB spies. So I feel like Perkins has really started to find himself in that nickel Sam role. Yeah,
and so if he has that role, well, you have to have somebody in the middle that you trust, and that's why, like, Whit Weeks having a big performance helps you, be able to put Harold Perkins in some different spots. And, like, you kind of wonder, Omar Spates and his injury, like, how long that's been bothering him, because you watch the tape last week, you can tell, like, he had a hitch in his get-up. And so, okay, well, now you put in a young player. You put in a Whit Weeks, and he definitely flashed. He led the team in tackles, but that's important for 2 positions. It's important for Whit Weeks' position and also what you can do with Harold Perkins. And Whit Weeks is a player that you want to get more reps. I think he was second on the team. Yeah, he was second on defense in total snaps with 41 on Saturday. And so you let him out. I mean, he wasn't like held back. Like you didn't put him out there just in certain plays and packages. I mean, besides Braden Swinson, who played 46, Whit Weeks played the second most plays on your defense. And so growing him into that position, and then when you get a fully healthy Omar Spates, it also allows you to get Omar Spates fully healthy.
Yeah.
If you have a player. So like one position, one young true freshman stepping up can help a couple of different positions, and it did for LSU, because I agree with you. Even the one route where Perk was in the end zone in coverage, like he does a really nice job.
And then what do you do the next play?
Sack.
I mean, he breaks up the pass in the end zone, perfect coverage, and then comes with the sack the next play. Like that's when I talk about him starting to find his way and be comfortable, and you can use him, like all the things we talked about, you can use him in a ton of multiple different ways. And you may say, oh, well, then if he's just set on one side of the defense, like if you just want to reduce things, like, well, why don't you just go to the other side if you're the offense? Okay, well, that's still that's equivalent of like a corner shutting down the side of the field, right? That for a defensive coordinator that allows you to manipulate things if an offense really is just that scared of Harold Perkins and like wants to commit to something that binary. So that sequence was the time when it was like, okay. I mean that's exactly what you're looking for. I mentioned seeing things that we wanted to, Jake. That initial 3rd and 2 felt very big, right? LSU wanting to establish some sort of rhythm. Yeah. And what did you see? Logan Diggs gets a big block in pass pro, and then immediately, as the O-line was holding up great, but Jayden Daniels looking for somewhere to go, can't find anyone. He's kind of dancing around. Logan Diggs comes with a big block, and then what does he do? He gets out on a route. And he becomes that outlet, that little safety valve, and Daniels extends, and right before he's about to get hit, he sees him, finds him, and, well, next thing you know, you're off and rolling. And to be and to be 100% clear, you could see it on the coach's tape. I know the first drive you came away with a field goal. Diggs did score on that over the top when he jumped over. The camera angles on the television were blocked, so it just is what it is. But you can actually go ahead and just count that as a touchdown in your mind as well. So LSU, I mean, what would that have been, like first 4 or 5 drives? Yeah. Coming out and scoring touchdowns on top of the 10 last week. Again, this offense has been great all year long, save for the 2 bad red zone trips against FSU, the drop and the pick. I mean, everything else in 3 games has been not just good, it's been great. It's been dominant. And again, they got to go in this day, and they just never looked back, man.
Well, one of the things, T-Bob, that we've been kind of picking on them for, at least me, is running backs in protection. You mentioned it quickly there, and they've been grading out like 11%, 7%. We had a 0%, I think, a week ago. Logan Diggs in 14 pass plays, and I don't know how many were actually pass blocking, but he graded out 80%. Josh Williams, 80%. Noah Cain, 73%. You go down to Caleb Jackson, 71%. Much better job of the backs getting out, checking their protection, not policing the area, and just getting into their route. You know, Frank Wilson and this offense has been preaching that because it looked like it was a point of emphasis. Like, hey, if your guy's not coming, you got to get out. You're inviting pressure. And so that cleans everything up. Like, that can make your offensive line look worse because you're inviting pressure, and then all of a sudden the back gets stuck up somewhere, and then here comes the green dog, and he hits the quarterback. You're like, oh, offensive line. No, it's really on the back. And so the back getting out into his route, if his guy doesn't come initially, is going to clean some things up. And that's what, also the offensive line did a really nice job, but that's another thing that cleaned up this pocket.
I agree. I mean, it's all over film. I can't remember. I wish you could credit him. One of the running backs at one point just mauled a guy. I have a clip of it on my phone. We can look at it in a little bit. But, so that definitely jumped off the screen to me in terms of play calling because, criticism when criticism is due, credit where credit is due. I really like the play calling from Denbrock here. That first 4th and 2 where you start wide, you then shift into kind of a bunch formation, and you just jet sweep, little shovel pass to Malik Neighbors. Give it to your best athlete with a ton of lead blockers, and it worked like a charm. And what I would love to see, Jake, if you want to build off of that, if you look at that backside defensive end who's unblocked there, man, it's going to be really tough for that guy if you would do a fake shovel and have Jaden take off on a little naked boot with maybe like a tight end coming off his block, dragging over the top. Like, okay, you put that on film and 4th and 2. Next time, call it, and then you can do that little wrinkle. So there's like, you're seeing the building blocks of what you can be established. Yeah,
I'm with you. Like, out of the bunch, here comes the motion. You fake the shovel pass, and then you roll to your right, and you have the option. You can run, or that tight end can block down for 2 steps and then whip around and go into the flats and give you an outlet there. Again, like T's talking about, like we were pretty critical of some of the things you didn't do, and now you're starting to see more of, getting your athletes in space, like Malik Neighbors on a jet that we haven't seen yet. And then things you can build off of that. And so
Caleb Jackson. Yeah. I mean, he had another shovel pass at the end. I think it was maybe the play before the truck play. Oof. But that truck stick looked even crazier on film too, dude. Yeah. Like, that thing was abusive.
And the end zone copy?
Oof.
Yeah.
See, I even thought the sideline copy, because I don't know why, because you could see this on TV as well. I didn't appreciate how far the guy flew back.
Yeah.
Like, he flew back like 5 yards.
Yeah, the end zone copy for me was how quickly he hit the ground.
Yeah, it's like in Family Guy when somebody falls and it's like when they're standing one frame and the next frame that's immediately on the ground. That was brutal. That was a thing of beauty. It looked like he Kamehameha'd him. Brian Thomas juked a guy into the shadow realm on that 3rd and 6, which, I mean, he snatched that dude's ankles. Everybody's like, get upfield. And then, okay, wait, never mind. Good job. So, look, okay, there's still a ton to break down. How did the tight ends do? You had your freshman tight end and Mac Markway getting a ton of run out there. I got some thoughts there. But next, and I still want to talk running back because I think we've seen 2 names emerge that really are starting to, feel like maybe the guys in some of that defense. But I want to talk Jaden Daniels most specifically next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com. Gonzales, Louisiana. Okay, you want to go check out Community Steel for yourself. You need any tubing, purlin, steel buildings, anything, and you want it at the best prices? Built right here? Or that's Community Steel. And it's best prices because they're taking out the middleman. This isn't any national BS where it's trickling down to you. This isn't filling out online order forms. So you can call and you can talk to human beings who are live, boots on the ground, local. Go check out that 15,000 square foot warehouse. All squid. Only getting bigger and better as well. Community Steel Company, CommunitySteelCo.com.
Yeah, go check them out in Gonzales again. That is open today, 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m., and they invite you to come check it out. And that's Monday through Friday, by the way. But like T-Bob said, when you pick up the phone, you dial it, you're not talking to someone in Atlanta or Dallas or Houston. You're talking to somebody here in the area. That's 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Live at lunch, live from the Queen Casino, the DraftKings Sportsbook, this Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., right here at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch from the Queen Casino, Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Move those goalposts, Taylor. Keep it moving, dude. Sitting here saying, I mean, what? Prime beats. I gotta appreciate it. Beat somebody. Beat Oregon. How about that? Okay, dude. Hell up out of here. Welcome back to OTB. Ooh, sorry, I haven't even brought the chat up yet, so I don't know what y'all are all talking about.
I need to.
I hope everybody's having a great
Hey,
day.
go to live chat, T.
Yeah, I will.
Take it off top chat.
I do want to give a shout out to my guy Bilbo, who brought some. Even though he bailed, I was just in the bathroom for a couple seconds. But at Don Juan Saturday, brought some delicious.
Couple seconds.
Okay, guys.
I mean, have you ever went into the restroom for a couple seconds?
Guys, it was 5 minutes.
Okay.
Can a guy get a break? Just a moment of myself. But
I did. I was there and I didn't even see Bilbo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He did a secret agent thing. Whatever. He made, and this must be a Miami thing, but it was guava and cream cheese, puff pastries, and they were incredible. So thank you, Bilbo. And also go you high, Catholic sucks. All right. That was fun messing with Moscona.
He acted like he didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing the U up in his face.
Miami? You know what that was.
All right, let's talk Jaden Daniels, and we can get into my Saturday night in a little while, guys, but we're here to talk football, okay? And Jaden Daniels is obviously a lightning rod for conversation, right? He's a quarterback. This is kind of how the sport works. But this year, it has seemed, and I'm not saying that he's played perfect, because certainly against Florida State, I bet you he'd want that first red zone possession back. I mean, I know he wants that fade throw back, right? So that he has not been perfect, but kind of on the whole, he's been damn near. Or maybe this is the better point I'm trying to make, Jake. It is vastly different than last year. And there's maybe no better way for me to prove this to you than to look at Mississippi State box score from last season and Jaden Daniels' stat line and look at the stat line from this season. And because look, Zach Arnett should get paid to host a masterclass on how to ruin an offense. It is unreal. Will Rogers is going to end up benched, guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The guy who's on the edge of breaking every SEC passing record is going to end up benched because Zach Arnett wants to do whatever he wants to do. But you know what didn't change? Zach Arnett's defense. You know what did change? Last year, the game was at home. This year was on the road. In theory, it should be tough for Jaden to do better than what he did last year, in which, again, you had a big 20-point win, right? 15. So what did Jaden, and this is all an exercise in proving that what you've seen out of Jaden Daniels this year is much better than what you saw last season. Last year against the Bulldogs, Daniels ends up 22 of 37.
Mm-hmm.
So for just 210 yards, 1 touchdown. Very tiny, short yards per attempt, kind of trying to be overly safe. 1 score, QBR of 64. He also had 16 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown, so that's pretty great. But this year, 30 of 34 for 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, QBR of 95. So you complete, what's that? That's about you're about at 60% last year. What's 30 of 34? I mean, it's got to be 85 or somewhere around there. So then you jumped over 80%. You go from 210 yards to 361 yards.
88.2.
You had an average last year of 5.7 yards per completion. That goes to 10.6 in this game. Excuse me, that's yards per attempt. Excuse me. You throw 2 touchdowns compared to 1, and you still don't throw a pick, and you still rush 15 times for 64 yards and 2 more scores. Look at those throwing numbers, a QBR from 65 to 95. This is a vastly improved Jaden Daniels and a vastly improved offense, and you could see it in every single way. He attacked all levels of the field, Jake. We mentioned him finding outlets when he needed to. Did great in the intermediate short game with all the hitches and everything else they were using so effectively because Mississippi State was terrified of getting the top taken off him. And then why were they scared? Because they did take the top off him. And when he decided to, it was the perfect times in terms of what the defense was, the matchups that he was taking advantage of, mainly whoever was trying to one-on-one with Malik Neighbors with a single deep safety. You saw his trust in his wide receivers. I mean, you watch this game, and the offense was perfect, but he had the feeling like of a conductor, of a maestro out there. And he was running the symphony, and the Baton Rouge Philharmonic was executing all of the notes perfectly. It was everything just emanated out of him. That 4th and 7 touchdown alone is beautiful in so many different ways. I love the aggression of the call. You're on the 33, 10-0, blood in the water, first quarter. Let's go for it. They've been bringing numbers on 3rd and 4th and long, Jake, to try to speed Jaden up, so you knew they were going to do it again. The pass rush actually ends up getting there because of an MA from Dellinger and Campbell not getting on the right depth on their twist. And what does he do? It doesn't matter. Daniel stands tall, delivers a dime, gets lit up as he did so, but it doesn't matter. 4th and 7 becomes a touchdown. It's 17-0, and the game's already over.
Yeah, there's a couple times that he stood tall in the pocket. Even the clip that you like, I didn't mean to send this, but watch this throw by Jaden.
Yeah, that was pretty tight.
I mean, and a guy was bearing down on him.
Yeah.
And that was another conversion that he made in the red zone. And the thing that stood out to me, and the stats are incredible. I mean, the fact that you completed 88% of your passes, I'm pretty sure that's actually an LSU record, if I'm not mistaken, right, Taylor?
I'm pretty sure they said that on the broadcast.
Didn't he start like 20 of 21 or something at one point?
Yeah, because he completed his first
11 or 13?
12 or 13.
Okay,
I think it was 12. But the 13th throw, it was a throwaway.
Yeah,
like it was a blitz.
smart decision.
So
he had to.
Yeah, like it wasn't like it was a bad throw.
He's completing 74% of his passes on the season right now. But the thing that, to me, was the most exciting about this game was he was pushing the ball down the field.
Yep.
He was looking to push the ball down the field. He was not afraid to push the ball down the field. He was like aggressive in his nature, but not playing reckless. Like it was controlled. Like he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He knew his individual matchup on the outside was going to be in his favor. And then when it wasn't there, he would come back down to whatever the intermediate route was. And this was one of the best, if not the best, I've ever seen him in scanning the entire field.
Yes, and I was watching, as I'm watching the game, Jake, that's what I was really trying to focus on. Okay, is he doing a good job of maybe, pre-snap, locking onto the right choice, and then just the whole time staring down again? No, like you can see his head. You can see him working his progressions. You can see him looking off safeties when he whips back and throws a deep ball to Malik on the 4th one at the end, on the 4th deep ball especially. Like, so, no, Jaden is – this is the improvement that I was expecting to see when we went over all the reasons for why he should be so much better. And admittedly, look, it's going to be almost impossible to replicate this stat line. I'm not saying that you should expect 30, 34, 360 ball, all that stuff. What I do think is you're not going to get the missteps of Arkansas, Auburn, games where you're sub 100 yards passing. It's just I don't think it's possible in this offense this year. Not with this O-line. Not with these weapons. I mean, look at Malik Neighbors. Last year's game, great game. 6 catches for 76.
Yeah.
No scores. This game, 13 for 239 and 2 touchdowns, almost 3. Would have if this was a close game, could have legitimately maybe broken Kayshon Boutte's 300-yard record, which is absurd.
Because he had like 180 at halftime, right?
Yes. Yes. No, yeah. I mean, you called the dogs off.
Yeah.
On the dogs. But yeah, Malik Neighbors incredible. Brian Thomas continues to impress. Again, that 3rd and 6 move that he hit old boy with. Chris Hilton's going to keep having big moments. Chris Hilton actually had a really nice block on that 4th and 2 jet sweep to help get the conversion. So the offense was pretty much perfect. And Jaden Daniels, what I love, Jake, it's everything you said. You talk about the progression, the growth, maturity. I love, too, at the beginning of the game, Mississippi State's trying to come in with numbers on 3rd and 4th and long to get to him. That doesn't work. Then they tried dropping into coverage. Still didn't work. When they tried to drop 8, he was still finding the open man. And then you saw some Daniels classics. Like I think it was the first or second Jaden touchdown run. Maybe it was the first one. It was that play that we love, the triple option where you have the zone run that you can hand it. If you pull it, you sprint to the sideline. You got a tight end in the flat in front of you, and you have your kind of triangle of choices there for the defense to have to deal with. Jaden cuts it up, touchdown.
When you have him with the options like that, it does feel like it's just a completely different offense. And we were talking about while we were watching the game on Saturday, like when you have 3 options like that and you run it the way it's supposed to be ran, like how do you stop that? And you're wondering, like, could you get that done without Mason Taylor as well? But I thought they did a really nice job of giving him that option. I thought Jaden did a really nice job of deciding when to run it and also not just trying to stretch it and beat him to the corner, putting his foot in the ground 2 or 3 different times and picking up whatever he had to pick up.
Yeah.
Now, there were some people watching the game with us that want him to maybe not take as many hits.
There were a couple times where he could have been a little more judicious. Chuck was about to lose his mind. But, yeah, definitely a couple times where he could have been more judicious.
He knew what he was doing. He was getting a targeting call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which, I mean.
I don't know, yeah. I thought that
lame call.
I thought
very
the
lame
hold
call.
on Lance Hurd was awful.
That was the worst call of the game.
The picked up PI was awful. And the targeting call was awful, in my opinion. Even if it's technically correct. Awful call.
Yeah, I know the crown of the helmet, but I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, would I have finished any game in college that I played? Literally ducked my head. Like,
and then it's like you look at Colorado State, and I get why you do this because you're trying to send a message, but you have a cheap shot that takes Travis Hunter out, but not even kicked out. Just
right.
It just kind of
true.
crazy.
Yeah, because
that one gets you kicked out and the other doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, blatantly late, and then you could stay in the game 15
blatantly
yards.
late, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Again, I like dirty play. Old boys, you're trying to punch up a little bit. You're trying to send a message, but it sucks when dirty play results in like a great player being taken out of the game for now probably multiple weeks. Let me think about other things that we loved here. Oh, you mentioned not having Mason Taylor. I thought Mac Markway did a pretty good job here, man. They asked him to do a lot of blocking, and there are absolutely freshman moments. A few times he's too close to the line. He's running his own lineman in the backfield, trying to go for that kind of like, what you call it. It almost feels like a pulling guard on counter, a little kick out. But he does. I feel like he was successful more often than not. He does have a great body for that job to be the kind of blocking tight end that can still do enough in the pass game, so you can't just completely discount him. It didn't seem like he had a ton of MAs. I mean, what was it, the 4th and 1 when they had to call timeout when he ran on the field? Yeah. You never want, as a true freshman, the head coach zeroed in on you.
He was talking to him. Brian Kelly was talking to him. It was really in the first quarter, I think it was.
Yeah.
Multiple times, that was the first guy off the field that he was going to go talk to.
Yeah.
And so, after that, it felt like, okay, well, that slowed down as the game slowed down for him, and it does make sense. And Brian Kelly's had, obviously a long list of very successful tight ends, and there's something he sees in this young tight end group. He's talked about it many times, but I thought for a couple of true freshmen on both sides of the football, I thought everyone kind of handled the situation because that's not an easy place to play.
True.
It's a unique place with the cowbells, the whole deal, and I thought they handled that situation pretty well considering, you're replacing a Mason Taylor who's an all-SEC preseason guy, and then Whit Weeks, you're replacing an Omar Spades who's an all-conference guy as well.
Yeah, so again, really good blocks at some points for his age already. Great build, plays hard, makes some mistakes, but they're all very fixable.
Ultimate tight end build.
Mistakes.
You're right.
He looks like a tight end. That is very true. All right, when we get back here, let's pick Jake's brain about the running backs because it does seem like we're maybe starting to see some clarity come into focus here on maybe who you're going to be relying on this year. Keep it locked right here, youtube.com/1045ESPN if you want to get involved in the chat, and we got more Off the Bench coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Oh, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down the
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
I've been taking Nutrafol for about a year.
I've been taking Nutrafol just over 4.5 years.
My hair was thinning.
I just gave birth. I was under a lot of stress.
I like Nutrafol because it's drug-free and the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
My hair feels thicker,
stronger.
The breakage is less.
Nutrafol has taken me back to the hair I was meant to have.
Join the 1 million people growing at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
121-126-74. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll hear from Brian Kelly in his press luncheon as he reacts to the game against Mississippi State. Gets you ready for Saints and Panthers with a report from Charlotte. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Emil saying Mizzou and Ole Miss being the only thing keeping the SEC brand respectable according to the season was not on my bingo card. True. How about that 61-yard walk-off, though?
I mean,
I think it was tight.
Big baller move there.
I think
for Drink.
Drinkowitz thought he had a timeout at the end and didn't, just let the play clock run out.
I know.
After losing in the manner that they did last year,
I told you that sat with all those coaches.
Against Auburn, yeah, that had to feel good. 61-yard walk-off.
Against a damn good football team.
Bailed him out. That was some very bad clock management there.
Yes, it was.
All right,
by the way, real quick on that last point, y'all know OTB is not a show that gives a damn about how the SEC looks.
Nope. Hate him.
Hate
them all.
Just don't care.
Want everybody to lose.
Want LSU to win.
Yeah.
Don't really care what happens.
The only bad part about Tennessee losing was Florida winning. You know, if only both could have lost, it would have been an ideal situation. All right, Jake, let's talk running backs. Because it seems like you have two names emerging. It definitely felt like they want to get John Emery going, right? Didn't quite work out this game. But it is working out for Logan Diggs first, and I would say Caleb Jackson second. Those are starting to feel like your RB1, RB2 types.
Yeah, here's the breakdown. Caleb Jackson played 11 plays. Josh Williams played 15. John Emery played 10. Noah Cain played 9. And Logan Diggs played 32.
Okay, wow. So then, never mind. So it's really more of just a clear RB1. Caleb Jackson just had big moments.
Yeah, it looks like Logan Diggs is the clear number one guy, and there's a lot to like there. There's a lot of juice there. I thought he did so much better in the passing game and not just catching the ball, but like we talked about in the first segment, actually getting out into his route, not adding a defender into the blitz. He's in fast forward when he gets the football, and once he gets, I think, a little bit better of a feel, he missed that week 1. Remember, this is only the second week.
True.
For him, like you can tell there's some cuts there that when he slows down, goes maybe a little bit more through his progression and like a zone run, he'll see some of those cutbacks, but still there's a lot of good on tape. And so he looks like right now he is the guy. He is going to be RB1. He'll trot out there with the first team. I think the question is, okay, well, who's the trusted guy? I still think that's Josh Williams.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I still think like on a big third down, a fourth down, he'll be the guy in there. That's the guy they trust the most. For John Emery, you can tell that they want to get him involved, but how much can you get him involved right now?
I think also the problem for Emery, if we are throwing guys into archetypes, right, and maybe Diggs is your most versatile, he's going to be RB1. Josh Williams, most trusted. Well, John Emery always lived in the most explosive archetype, right? The problem is now for him is that Caleb Jackson is coming for that crown.
Yeah.
Because, look, they ran him the shovel pass on the jet sweep just to get the ball in his hands and let him make a play. The stiff arm to truck stick was probably the highlight of the day from a sheer physical dominance standpoint. So, yeah, Emery's going to have to get it going next time we get these opportunities. Otherwise, you may start to see some of these reps slip up.
Yeah, there's still things they can do in the run game. Like when you look at their rushing grades, all of them had about the same, 59, 58, 57, 57, 54. So there's still some things that you can see. Again, like I think it's a lot of it is you're sped up. And so some of those backside things on a zone run, they're not quite seeing just yet. But I really like how they used them, and you don't fall into tendencies. Caleb Jackson, 11 plays, right? It was 5 runs, 6 passes. Josh Williams, right? He was right at about the same thing. I think he had 5 and 7. You look at John Emery, same thing, 4 and 6. Noah Cain was 3 and 2. Logan Diggs, like he split out, 15 and 17, right? So really nice job of not falling into tendencies. Hey, if this running back's in the game, he's going to be a run. If it's this guy, he's going to be a pass. And so, like, those are pretty much, I'm sitting here and I'm counting them up. Those are pretty much like right down the middle for the most part. That's a really nice job. When you have a running back by committee, the last thing that you want to do is fall into tendencies, right? That was something that on our team in 07, like we wanted to make sure, hey, Charles and Keelan and even Trendon, like if Trendon's in there, like, hey, we got to do some different things. It can't just be when Trendon's in the backfield, he's going to get the football. Like he's got to go do some different things. Now, he's never going to be asked to pass protect, but it has to be something where he's got to get out on the route right now. We got to hand him the ball to keep the defense honest. And I thought they did a really nice job of that. Where do you go moving forward? Do you play the hot hand? Do you continue giving Diggs that many snaps compared to the other backs? What does Caleb Jackson get? We don't know that. It feels like a group that 4 weeks from now we could come and these numbers might look completely different. Same backs, but they might look different. But right now it does look like Diggs has taken over the number one running back. Caleb Jackson is somebody, to your point, T. Hey, get in the backfield, run a flare, just like we saw John Emery in this game.
Yeah.
We're going to throw it to you and go do what you do.
Yeah, and the old get the ball to the playmaker in space, right? So the running back room starting to come together. Okay, when we get back, we can kind of close up on some final thoughts on the film review. I think I have a few more defensive takes to get out, and then we'll go ahead and dive into Weekend Winners Kickoff Hour 2. Keep it locked right here. You can also put your winners in the chat. More OTB coming up next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. You know, Jake, you look at these stats right now. Jane Daniels leading the conference in pass yards per game, second in QB rating, first in touchdowns, first in completion percentage. Pretty good thus far. If you kept stats for cars, All-Star would be leading the conference and everything as well. Because they're the absolute best. Whether you're looking to buy new, Toyota certified used vehicle, it does not matter. They have the best deals. You can always go on allstartoyotabatonrouge.com and start to check out those deals, peruse the inventory, even custom order right there from the site if you want, or just go see them on the Airline Highway today, dude. Your next vehicle's right there at All-Star Toyota.
Go to the website, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. Right there, top left corner, go to new. And then scroll down to build your Toyota. You can put it, well, wherever you want. You can add, you can take away, whatever color match it you want to have. It is all whatever you want it to be right there. Build your Toyota today at allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here. Now, for life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines, or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU, Mississippi State. You'll hear from Brian Kelly, and we'll preview Monday Night Football with the Saints and the Panthers. So join us for Monday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, what up, y'all? Welcome back. Okay, final thoughts here on LSU, Mississippi State. I told you I liked the growth from Mason Smith. I think massive this game, but trending in the right direction. Same way Harold Perkins last week was trending in the right direction. Perkins was great. Savion Jones, great. Jordan Jefferson didn't get to play a ton, but when he did, he immediately came in, got a big run stuff. Greg Penn had some good moments this game for sure. Somebody we haven't mentioned yet. The secondary had some big run stuff. Somebody talked about Andre Sam. I think maybe it was Ryan Brack stepping up with Greg Brooks out. And, yeah, I liked Andre Sam's moments. Alexander had a big hit. Major Burns had that crazy sack where he just demolished the running back before getting to Will Rogers. I mean, the defense was just, and then I don't even, there's, the defense was great. Now, the only thing about it is, again, how much of this is the inexplicable fact of what Zach Arnett has done to that Mississippi State offense. I mean, Will Rogers is going to end up benched. And this is a cat that nearly set all the records. So it's like, great job by the defense. Now I need to see it against a team that can just, threaten you through the air a little more. KJ Jefferson and company. Okay, can you shut down KJ Jefferson like you did Will Rogers? Probably not that much.
So Cole Kubik and I, we did a show together, and we went in on Mississippi State's offense and how much it was going to change, and you're going to have growing pains, and there's going to be inconsistencies, and Will Rogers is going to have to grow through that. And when I say we got backlash from some people, some that cover Mississippi State, but some of the fans as well, just hammering us, I'm like, look, I'm just telling you, that is a massive change to go from the air raid to a very run heavy pistol, couple tight end off. There's going to be growing pains, and we saw those on Saturday. That's what it's going to be. We saw him against Arizona last week as well. Woody Marks is a really good running back. We saw him hit the big hitter even against LSU, right? When you weren't having any other success. But
yeah, he actually ends up with a nice stat line because of that.
Yeah, well, he ran those yards. No,
I know. Okay, relax. I know.
But look, we weren't trying to pick on Mississippi State. You can't go from the air raid where you recruited a air raid quarterback, air raid offensive lineman to go to what they're currently running and expect it to overnight be successful. It might be week 7, week 8, like we said last week. It might be successful. You might have more success. I don't know that within this year it's going to be a well-oiled machine, and that's just what it is. When you make wholesale changes like that, you didn't recruit to that. And it's just like in the NFL. When you are a 3-4 defense and all of a sudden you bring in a new coach and he runs a 4-3, you try to sign some people, you try to draft some, but overnight that's just not going to be successful. There's going to be growing pains. Anytime you have, because a 4-3 and a 3-4, it's completely different personnel. And you have right now a completely different personnel. And so it's not a surprise, T-Bob, that they're struggling. Even Will Rogers, as good as he is, it's not a surprise that he's struggling.
I also just think it's a bad offense.
It's not great. It's a Sun Belt offense right now. And I love the Sun Belt. I think it's a really good – but you're doing things that work in the Sun Belt that aren't just – they're not going to work at this level.
It's just very meh. Threatens you and no. Again, it's too too talent dependent of an offense.
Yes.
It is Mississippi State not okay, could LSU run that offense and be pretty good at it? They'd probably be pretty damn good at it. Now, I wouldn't like it because, again, I think it's kind of inherently unthreatening and pretty boring. But you have the offensive line where you could run that and you could have a lot of success. At State, you don't. why you're trying to run something like that there, I will never understand. So again, I love what I saw of the defense. I'm just saying I'm not as over the top effusive as I am with the offense because I still think that Mississippi State defense is pretty good, right? Or can be.
Yeah.
And so what I saw there kind of blew me away. Real quick on special teams, Damian Ramos has been great thus far this season, been absolute nails. And you knew the game was over when Clayton hit the 15-yard punt return.
Yep.
I mean, like just
what are we doing?
Just a perfect day.
15
perfect day.
Whole yards?
15 yards. Even though I don't know, the offense is so good that maybe I'm down. I mean, fair catching. Maybe that's just always the play. That's it. LSU Mississippi State film review.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bone.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. And all new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch, Hunt Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on select new 23 Ford F-150 trucks. We're making room on our line, and Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off new F-150. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty and delivery. Shop BayouFord.com or visit us just off I-10 on Belterre and LaPlace. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you. 10,000 dealer discount, stock number F3442.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681, offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Monday, September 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 92. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Weekend Winners. Coming up next, Caroline Fenton joins the show at 8:30, and we talk to Hold the Mayo at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo! And welcome in hour number 2 of OTB. T-Bob, Jake Martello hanging out with you. Yeah. Chris for reals. I'll put that in there. You're right about that. Time for a little weekend winners. We're about to get into that. This hour, we also got Caroline Fenton coming up. If you are just joining us and you want some deep LSU Mississippi State talk, we spent the entire first hour doing a film review. Watched the game last night. Very easy film to watch, given how there's just not a lot of bad on it, really, any way around. And Arkansas this weekend, huh, boys? Right?
Yep. Arkansas this weekend.
They were in a crazy game.
Coming off a loss to BYU, 38-31.
Looked like they were maybe in control early on, or they were taking control.
14-0.
Yeah, but the Cougs came roaring back. Great game.
Yeah, weird
Excited
stats.
to watch that film.
Weird stats in this game.
Really?
BYU scores 38 points on only 281 total yards.
I know KJ had a few turnovers there. I think some fumbles and everything. I'm trying to remember exactly. I just watched like one of those like 15-minute highlight packages on YouTube of the game. I'll have to dive into that film tonight and see what we think. All right. Right now, let's do a little weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Win the whole thing.
All right, my first weekend winner, Taylor, Coach Prime, and the Buffs. Okay, survive and advance. Saw a little bit of this weekend, boys. Texas tied 10-10 with Wyoming going into the fourth. Now they got it together. They end up pulling away 31-10, but tied 10-10.
Covered.
Florida
Wyoming.
State, 31-29 against Boston College. I don't think BC ever had a chance with the ball to take a lead. Maybe I'm wrong there, but still close. Alabama, 17-3 in South Florida. I still can't believe they were in South Florida. And then Georgia down to South Carolina, 14-3 at halftime. Only to, again, come back and find a way to survive in advance. These sleepy, bad schedule weekends always have the potential for madness. And it looked like Colorado was dead in the water, down 11 late, and they found some magic. The Rock in the stands, superstars everywhere. But the real weekend winner in this game is Shiloh Sanders. He is moving up the kid rankings, kind of.
Well, he has to. He's fifth. So
No, I know,
he
but
can't get lower.
so Dion said he's moving up, but then Dion proceeded to actually rank every other kid ahead of him again. And because Shadur's balling right now, his daughter gave him like a big, great hug after the game. Yeah. What Dion Jr.'s doing on social media is mind-blowing. But he said he likes the direction that Shiloh is trending.
Shout out
Shiloh Sanders.
To Dion's credit, it's working. He was motivated.
Bro, he had the pick six and a forced fumble.
Yeah, he had a really good game.
Let's go. Shiloh ball, dude.
I'll go weekend winner to kind of stay with Colorado. College game day in Boulder for Colorado State. A game, let's be honest, that here in Louisiana would never really move the needle for us. And there wasn't a real game to choose from as far as that's an obvious one.
Yeah.
So they go to Boulder, and I thought it was really good. I mean, it was an electric episode of College Game Day. You had the mountains in the background. You brought out the rock. You had stars all over the place. And I thought it was a really nice job. Well done, because it kept me interested in a game that honestly, normally I wouldn't really care about.
And as Brian Burgess points out, weekend winner Lee Corso with the 400th headgear pick. Not only was that nice, but my God, the segment, the 7-minute segment on the history of Corso and the mascot heads. If you didn't start crying, then I don't know, man. Then you have a hard, cold heart, and you need to examine yourself because you might be a sociopath. I was struggling to explain to my daughters why I was folding clothes with just tears streaming down my face. I'm just very happy. This is Lee Corso. I don't know. But yeah, it was great.
I think Adam Field says it perfectly. Seeing game day at Boulder made me want to travel there ASAP. I had the same feeling.
True.
It looks so cool with the mountains in the background, man. I really want to visit Boulder one day.
All that pressure, and they got it done, too. Crazy.
Yes, they did. I guess I'll keep it in college football for my weekend winner. I know there's a lot of season left. I know Nick Saban's still their head coach, but Alabama does not look good 3 weeks into the season.
Nope.
They won the game against USF, but they look terrible on offense. They have all kinds of questions about their quarterback. And today, they are out of the top 10 Associated Press poll for the first time in 8 years. First time since September 2015. So the rest of college football, I guess, is a weekend winner, but Alabama so far look like losers.
Yeah, what was the streak? 128 straight weeks, I believe, it was the number.
Still didn't even set the record.
120.
Yeah, 128.
Yes, you got it.
We had...
And they looked bad.
Yeah, somebody mentioned weekend loser Nick Saban's... there it is. You got her. Weekend loser Nick Saban's quarterback management. And yeah, that's what this most is for Alabama. At a day and age when it's more easy than ever to fix a glaring issue you had, they decided to roll with a quarterback room that is just not well constructed. You're going to tell me Jalen Milroe was the problem? Okay, you give Buckner the start, who he said Buckner's been bad his whole career. He comes out and goes 5 of 14 for 34 yards.
Not a bad day.
Awful. And onus was on him, too. That was him missing throws.
That's less than 2 yards per completion. Or no, right over 2.
Yeah.
Less than 3. And then Ty Simpson, 5 for 9, 73 yards. I can maybe be convinced that you just roll with Simpson because that's where you think the future lies, but there's no way you're going to convince me that both those guys are better than Jalen Milroe.
Me and Mario were talking about it right before the show. I'm like, it's really odd that a coach of Saban's caliber let his quarterback room get this bad.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
We were
that's a big failure.
We were like, did he not go after Sam Hartman? Because I get it. Notre Dame, I get it. You're not going to go play for Notre Dame if Nick Saban wants you to come to Alabama. You're not.
I agree.
So it's just really odd that he let it get as bad as it is.
Yeah, and in the trenches, too. There were times in this game where USF was controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. It's insane. I'll never forget last year seeing Ojulari just destroy Tyler Steen. And I'm thinking in my head, wow, their starting left tackle is a transfer from Vanderbilt. They are not the same quality offensive line that they have been.
It's the
Their left tackle got big boyed multiple times in this game, South Florida.
It's the third year in a row where they have a bunch of 4 and 5 stars and they're just getting pushed around. It's kind of crazy what's gone so wrong there. Weekend winner, though, Notre Dame for the deep state infiltration of Alabama, ruining the Alabama empire by convincing them to take Tommy Rees and Tyler Buckner. They were going to be the saviors there. Good job, Notre Dame. We're proud of you.
Really, you should take these. Really, you should take these two. We hate to lose them. But you should take them. I mean, the whole, Tommy Rees recruited Sam Hartman to replace Tyler Buckner before he took the job in the portal.
Yeah, that is true.
That was the biggest, red flashing sign of warning, and it's playing out that way.
Is Nick going to chill, man? You think Nick's going to Juniper? It's
I
tough
don't know.
to see him want to walk off on a miss, but
that's the thing. If this season goes, if they go 8-4, 7-5, he ain't leaving.
He did an interview last week where he said like none of that is true. Like he's not going to retire, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I doubt he would.
we'll see.
All right, I got one for you.
Tired
Mario,
leaving
cover
that
your
field
ears
Saturday.
on this one. Weekend winner for me is Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield.
Yup.
317 yards passing, 76% completion percentage,
Tell him.
completing 69% of his passes on the season, 490 yards, still no turnovers. I mean, I remember when they signed him in the offseason, people laughed about it and they were like, oh, well, they're clearly just trying to tank for Caleb Williams. I mean, find me someone who's more efficient right now in the NFL than Baker Mayfield. Shout out.
He's playing well.
Well.
Nah, he's playing well, T.
No,
Don't
Baker's
ruin it.
awesome. No, all I'm saying is it doesn't necessarily mean that they weren't like, if he sucks,
Oh, I
we got
see what you're
Caleb.
saying.
Like I'm not. They're not like.
I
No,
thought you were-
we need to win.
like-
They were like, no, we're
Yeah.
kind of. Let's give Baker a shot. And
Well,
if
no,
he's good, great. But like,
Well, my point is, like, everybody on the outside was like, "Oh, well, they signed him intentionally to tank," and they're like, "Because of Baker Mayfield."
So
It's
what
like,
I'm
he's playing
saying
well.
though is, all I'm saying is, it wasn't not in their mind.
No, I get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they don't mind, but they love him playing well. That's great. 2-0. He's
Hey,
playing awesome.
boys, the South better than we thought it was?
Yeah, but look at the Falcons with the huge, massive,
2-0.
crazy comeback win yesterday.
Yeah, Desmond Ridder has done literally just enough for them to win the last couple of
Oh,
weeks.
whatever.
The rest of their team looks really good there.
Well, it's funny. There was, and we'll get to this in our NFL recap, but there were quite a few. This guy sucks. Everything is awful. They'll never be any good. And then 2 quarters later, we're actually kind of good. So Desmond Ridder would be of that number. Weekend loser, Christopher Reese says Pelicans. Jose Alvarado's hurt, and his health is imperiled for the start of training camp. You didn't see this, Mario?
Yeah, I saw this.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
he's
trying
sprained his
to
ankle.
I'm trying to enjoy the football season. We're barely halfway through September, and they've already lost Trey Murphy and Jose Alvarado.
This is the way.
It's insane. They even held Alvarado out of the international competition so that he would not get injured, and he still gets injured.
Yeah.
Bring the voodoo priestess
Well,
onto the court.
I know
ASAP.
what the problem is.
No voodoo priestess.
I feel like my guy Mario has yet to pray to the Steve Gleason statue. that
Yeah,
he
you
said
did
he
talk
would,
a big
so-
game, dude. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe
what
going
do you do,
tonight.
man?
Maybe you get there early tonight and go do it.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe so.
Speaking of Jose, so last night, did y'all see the field goal block by the Patriots?
Yeah, that was cool.
The guy started outside, came in motion,
Well,
and
dead
blocked it.
sprint.
And I was like, I've never seen this before. And somebody, I got to find who it was. I got to give him credit. He goes, you've seen it before. Jose Alvarado does it all the time when he steals the football. I was like, oh my God, that is perfect.
true.
It's exactly what it was. It was the version of Jose hiding and stealing the basketball.
So was he like standing near the sideline, like he was like out of the play? Do
think
you
so.
know?
Like, it never
'Cause
really
there's no
showed
way,
it.
There's no way he was just like lined up like out there because
Yeah.
he had the feeling that they had no idea that he was there.
That was, I
It
mean,
a good block.
and of course everybody on Twitter is like, well, every team's going to try to do that. Well, yeah, they are, but every team's also going to prepare for that.
Yeah, it's tough.
Now, so
Hopefully it's not a high ankle sprain for Alvarado. It said his ability for training camp is in question, which starts in a couple of weeks. So hopefully for the season, he should be okay. I know it's the Pelicans, but I'm just saying what we know about the injury. That's the case.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
Roy Kent, weekend winner. Mondo broke a world record. Congrats. Continues to just barely creep that thing up. Makes money every time he does it. Smart play, Mondo.
hadn't he like broken his own world record?
That's like the third time.
Yeah,
he's
no,
broken
I think
his
it's,
world
I think it's
record.
It's gotta be
actually.
like fourth
I
or
think it's
fifth.
actually the seventh.
Is
Yeah,
it
okay.
the
I
seventh?
think it's the seventh time he's broken.
It's
his
because
own
every time he
world
breaks
record.
it, you get there's some sort of monetary bonus or something that you get. So all he's got to keep going is up like a centimeter or two every single time.
If you don't have one, I do have a weekend loser.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. I don't want it to sound like I'm criticizing this entire coaching staff.
What a
because
setup.
a lot
What
of people,
a setup. Let's go.
Because a lot of coaching staff do this, but weekend loser to me is the Colorado State coaching staff, and I'll tell you why. Because they had a really good game plan, and you guys can disagree if you want, but you put a perfect defensive game plan together to stop Shedeur Sanders. Why do people always change it in the last 2 minutes of this game? I will never understand this. You're getting after him the whole game. You're knocking him off his rhythm. And what do you do in a minute and a half left? They got to go 98 yards. You play a soft zone coverage. You send 3 or 4 guys after him. And then all he had to do was pick and pop 8 yards here, 10 yards here, 12 yards there. It's like so many teams
They're
do this.
scared of the home run,
Well,
dude.
okay, and yes, they're like, we're scared of the home run. I'm like, give up the home run and get the ball back with a minute left. I mean, you got the ball with 15 seconds. You were up 8. there was nothing Colorado could have done on that drive for you to lose that football game. So just play your normal.
Except for what they did.
Well, I mean, they tied it, but I mean.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like
yes,
you're up 8.
yes,
you
yes,
cannot lose the game on that drive.
So you're saying you could have been more balls to the
just
wall
play
and
your,
not been as scared
if they
of the
give
run.
up a
Yes,
quick
I feel
touchdown,
that.
you get the ball back.
I feel that.
And it's, again, like, I'm not trying to attack them because so many coaching staffs do this, and I cannot figure it out. It's like, you were so confident in your game plan, which was a good one you put together. Don't go away from it at the most important part of the game. I always hate that.
98-yard drive. That is mythological to pull that off. Get the 2-point conversion. Force OT. Take the ball first in OT. Just as some sort of alpha, nah, we like our offense. We're better than you.
Speaking of OT in that game, is this part of the – because I know they, changed the rules completely. I thought, the team that got the ball first had to get it second in the second overtime.
Yeah, I was confused by that
because
as well.
it was Colorado, then Colorado State. I was like, okay, Colorado State's going back out, and then they didn't, and I was like, I thought there was.
What's the deal there?
I
was wondering that.
The only thing I can assume is when they made the changes, it was 2-point conversion. Maybe they made that change as well because
no, you definitely switch it. You must.
But no one questioned it. So
what must be taking place is that there's some decision.
Yeah.
That everybody just always normally makes to where it switches.
I mean, I don't think it matters. I don't think it had an impact on the final
Maybe it's
score.
like how
but
isn't there something like there's a way that you can screw up and kick off both the first and second half. Do you remember what it is, Jake? It's not deferring or something.
You
I can't
pick
remember.
the side of the field, maybe?
There is something you can do where you can screw up and you end up kicking both the first and second half.
It was just something I was watching, and I was watching, and they were going in the second overtime, and I was like, wait, I thought that they used to.
Mac Lindsay said, apparently since CSU got to choose to go on offense first, they get to choose who gets to go first in each overtime.
Okay, so instead of picking we go first, you just
I guess, yeah.
Well, no, so Colorado got the first one. Colorado got the first choice.
Okay.
And they went against the grain and said, we want to go on offense. Then CSU gets to choose, and they went traditional and said, we want to go second.
Okay,
yeah.
I got
That's what happened. Okay, there we go.
Because I was just confused about that. I was like, I thought it was.
Mapped it out, boys. Good job.
We got there. Real quick, weekend winner, yet again, Michael Penix Jr.
Yes.
27 of 35, 4 tuds, no turnovers, 13.5 yards per attempt. Washington
baby.
is a top 5 football team, and Michael Penix Jr. is a top 3 player in the country.
Look at those receivers.
41-7 on the road against Michigan State.
Easy cover. Definitely ended up playing that. I was like, interim bump, get the hell out of here. Whatever. I went 5-5 though, so nothing to write home about. All right. That'll do it. Sorry we didn't get to yours. We got a lot. I want to get to the NFL next. More OTB coming up.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Any area code in Louisiana, 888-8888. And you got somebody who's going to fight for you and get you what you deserve. Go follow Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys on social media at Get Gordon. You can learn what to do immediately after an accident. You can learn who your best resources are, how to protect yourself. You can also just watch sit-downs with all your favorite athletes, right, who are all now members of the G team. Get Gordon, get it done today.
GetGordon.com is the website. We tell you every single day. Maybe you're already at your desk, started work at 8 o'clock. You can't get to the phone, or go to the website. You can do it all there. You can have a chat with them. You can find cases that they can handle. Past client results on the website. Social media handle is always the same, at Get Gordon. That's on every major social media. And also, like T-Bob said, area code in Louisiana. If you can get to that phone, followed by 888-8888.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Get 3.99% financing on select 2023 models at Corvell Toyota in Opelousas. And we also have a large selection of pre-owned inventory. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corvell Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225
Lunch live from the Queen Casino in the DraftKings Sportsbook this Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right here at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch from the Queen Casino, Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Emil says, Shedeur Sanders is a real gamer, but he has the Aaron Rodgers problem where he's trying to make something happen every play, which generally pours to the line as bad as his. I don't know, man. Who it reminds me of is more, Joe Burrow used to do that all the time. And to the tune of maybe like taking some hits and everything, just extended plays. I don't know. We'll see if it'll burn him big in these upcoming games. But I guess all I'm saying is I think on the college level, that's awful in the NFL. That will get you killed. I feel like in college you can actually get away with that a bit more.
Wait, yeah, to a certain extent, yes. In the NFL, there's no way.
There's nothing. No. You got to have that ball out or you're gonna die.
Basically,
I don't know. There's no other way to explain it. All right, let's dive into the NFL. Get some big Week 2 takeaways. First off, I always love Week 2 because it's when we all know what are the numbers if you're 0-2? Is it like a 80-something% chance that you do not make the playoffs? Which is a bit of a weird stat as well because it is one of those things where it's like, okay, if you start 0-2, chances are you weren't that good to begin with. Like you probably weren't a playoff team anyway. Every now and then there's a good thing that does for one. Like we would think the Bengals would probably maybe fall into that category.
They made it last year starting 0-2.
Yeah,
well, they showed this morning 4 of the last 5 years the Bengals have been 0-2.
Yeah. A lot of people saying Joe Burrow got paid and then just said, F it. Just feels more like par for the course for Burrow and the boys. So okay, boys, out of all the 0-2 teams, Patriots, Chargers, Broncos, Bengals, we'll see on the Steelers, we'll see on the Panthers, Texans, Cardinals, Bears. Ugh.
Jeez, they look bad.
Who's still good enough to make the playoffs?
I'll go Bengals.
Yeah.
I think the Chargers are still good enough. That might be it.
Those would be my entries as well, honestly.
Yeah, I think that would be my only ones as well.
I don't even know if I'm giving Chargers that, dude. It's funny that we're not giving the Patriots even any time of day at all. I think that the Chargers, I guess, is because you have Herbert, you're always going to have a chance, and you do have so many good players.
One, they've done this before, and two, you like the stat that we're throwing out there about starting 0-2. We have 17 games now. We used to have 16 games,
True.
so you actually
That
have a
changes the
game
math.
to kind of make up for going 0-2. You're going to play the Broncos a couple times. You're going to play the Raiders a couple times. I don't think much of those teams.
No,
Now, you still got to play the Chiefs twice, and so obviously that plays. But it's a playoff team last year, just like the Bengals playoff team last year. Bengals started 0-2 last year. I'm not going to count those teams out, but it's the only two really that I give an opportunity for. And you mentioned the Patriots there. There's something missing. I don't know what it is, but there's something missing right there right now. And they're putting up stats, but they're just not making game-winning plays.
Well, it's their slow starts. Like
Yeah.
it's the complete reverse of the Chargers. The Chargers getting out to a big lead and they blow it. The Patriots are putting themselves into like multiple touchdown holes, and then you look up in the fourth quarter and they like have the ball with a chance to win the game. It's the craziest thing. It's just they can't put it all together.
Also, though, it is the NFL, right? The NFL always rubber bands back. It's like a Mario Kart race. It's like you're losing big, you get a lightning or something. I don't understand it. I mean, look at yesterday's comebacks. Yesterday, you had the Giants dead, down 20-0 to a bad Cardinals thing. I'm texting and tweeting, is this Giants offense the worst offense in NFL history? I mean, they've been outscored,
60 to
0 at that point? And then what do they do? Saquon Barkley gets going. Daniel Jones makes a couple plays. And again, Saquon Barkley remains the key to that offense. I'd be so annoyed if I was him. But whatever. And they come back, improbable comeback. They find a way to win. You had the Falcons dead in the water against the Packers. Jordan Love's going to be 2-0. He's awesome. Desmond Ridder sucks. All of a sudden, Desmond Ridder makes the big plays. They're 2-0. And the home crowd's going crazy. You had the Broncos dominating the Commanders. And hey, don't look now. Eric Bieniemy got that commies offense rolling, son. The Sam Howell looking pretty. That Terry McLaurin touchdown, that thing was threading the needle. Now, there is and do not look at Russell Wilson's stat line today and think that was a great game. It was a good start. He had a 50-yard Hail Mary that adds on a touchdown and 50 yards. That I'm sorry. I know it's not like this is not like take away this one play because a Hail Mary should be batted down every time. Why in the world they decided to try to tip up or pick that Hail Mary? Like, the commies kind of deserved to drop that one. Now, they didn't, so good on him. But all of a sudden, boys, I mean, is Dennis Allen about to be 2-0 after tonight and Sean Payton 0-2? What happened, Sean?
0-2 at home.
Yeah, what happened? I thought it was all a big, S show last year, and you were going to see that this year, and it was going to be so much better.
Well, I mean, y'all probably have a different opinion of him. Russell Wilson's still his quarterback, so that's his main issue.
He hasn't fixed him yet, that's for sure.
I don't know if Russell Wilson
but that doesn't matter.
I'm not sure Russell Wilson's a real human at this point.
I don't know if he can be fixed.
That's the thing, though. That's a slight against Sean because that was why you paid him $1 billion. Like, that's every reason he was brought in is because he was supposed to be able to do that. So if he can't, I mean, it's not the worst thing. Again, you suck this year. You love the quarterback crop next year. I mean, you are chock full of beast quarterback prospects. So any NFL fan base can use that like a little salve for their pain that they're feeling.
Unless they have like a quarterback that they've already like paid a ton of money to.
Yeah, but like, if you're the Bears, you're picking a quarterback.
Yeah.
You ain't
at this
with
point.
Fields. If you're who else? I mean, shoot.
What if you're the Giants?
Bro, if I was the Giants, I'm picking a quarterback.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. I'm out on Dan. Now, D'Angelo did some nice things. He's probably all right, but he feels like he's always going to be limited. He's never going to be like a takeover, like franchise guy that you're looking for. If you're the Saints, you're not because you got Derek Carr and he's incredible.
Or if you're the Panthers or Texans, you're not.
Yeah, you're not there either.
Yeah. C.J. Stroud 0-2. Anthony Richardson looks pretty good so far, man. Can't even lie.
He can give you look when you're trying to figure out what is what, but you have a skill set that plays on every level. Like as far as him being able to make plays with his legs, buy extra time, whatever. Well, then you're going to have more success initially for sure, and that's one of the intriguing things about him.
Well, and he's got Steichen.
Yeah.
Steichen is a master at getting good NFL production out of young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like that was the feeling before Jalen Hurts and the Eagles ended up taking that game over the other night. That was kind of the feeling like, oh man, Hurts kind of looked pretty pedestrian without Steichen. You could argue that maybe Herbert's missed Steichen a little bit, or at least maybe not that, but Steichen got Herbert going immediately in the NFL. Like Shane Steichen is a genius at getting production. And now he's got Gardner Minshew, who he knows from Philly. And it's like however long Anthony Richardson's out, that's fine. I think in Indy looks like they could still be pretty good in the interim.
If y'all had a combo with Shane, like he's just like a dude. Like he's like one. Like I saw him this summer, and so he was like a quality control defensive guy when I was with the Chargers, and I saw him this summer. He's the same guy, and I love that about him. Like he is very relatable to players.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense that a young football team with young players like get that initial bump from him because like, and not like tries to be their boy so much that it's, a detriment to them, but just understands how to build a young player up.
And I would say the proof's in the pudding there. Mayo saying, what? Daniel Jones came back from 28 yesterday, 23. I think it was actually 20, but whatever. And saying they are not moving on from him. Okay. I don't think it's going to get this place because I think the Giants will be good enough to avoid this. Give the Giants a top 3 pick and let's see who they would be choosing, dude. They'd have to be thinking real long and hard about not going with Williams, May, Penix, Sanders, maybe even Ewers if he ends up playing. Like, there's a lot of quarterback out there. We'll see. What else jumped out yesterday? The Cowboys maybe look like the best team in the league. 7-10 thus far, outscoring opponents. Pretty damn strong. And is Tua Tagovailoa the best quarterback in the NFL?
No.
Okay.
He's not.
Okay.
Didn't know if that was rhetorical or
who is,
or if it was. It's still Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, besides Pat Mahomes, obviously, Patrick's kind of like in a tier of his own. Until he doesn't make an AFC championship, nobody else can be allowed to be best quarterback in the NFL. Like until he falls one step short of the semifinal, at least just take one mortal step back. Yeah.
Brock Purdy, 7-0.
I know. I was about to say Brock Purdy is plays so well within that offense.
Yeah.
Man. They are plus 30 on the year right now, 2-0.
Plus 30 with Purdy.
And they look so good.
Those rhyme.
That was very T-Bobby. Very T-Bobby interview.
Rhyme.
Good job, Taylor. Proud of you. Look at the NFC. Look at the NFC East, actually. 3 2-0 teams, and the Giants coming in at 1-1 with the massive comeback. Sneaky good.
Yep. The South is going to be 3
Probably,
2-0 teams after tonight.
I think so. as well. All right, when we get back, let's talk Caroline Finn about the SEC as a whole. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. CentralPlumbing.org is the website. I gave you the number. 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, excellent warranty. Everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. It's not just residential. If you have an office building, you need your plumbing needs met. They get the paperwork, personnel, and insurance to do so. Also, the fleet is huge, right? And they've been at it for 50 years, so you're going to hit it with anything they know how to solve. CentralPlumbing.org.
Yeah, I mean, residential, repair, commercial, and T-Bob mentioned the fleet. You'll see it right there on the homepage. I mean, they got the van stacked up and ready to go. So whatever your job might be, it can be just, maybe at your home and they can come in, they can handle that. But if you own a business as well and you got a huge job, don't worry. They can come in and they can remodel. They can fix any repairs that you need. And 24/7, by the way, does mean 365 as well. So call that number no matter what time it is, holiday, LSU, game day, doesn't matter. 225-925-8552.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product.
It's on. Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll hear from Brian Kelly in his press luncheon as he reacts to the game against Mississippi State. Get you ready for Saints and Panthers with a report from Charlotte. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB right now. Let's go to Nashville's finest. Sirius XM College Sports Radio as well. Talking about Caroline Fenton. Join us live from Nashville. Caroline, what's up? What's going on?
How we doing, everybody? The SEC sucks.
Yep, the SEC does suck.
Not
And
great.
I
Not great.
love it. I love it. Like I said, the only thing that could have made me happier is if somehow Florida could have lost as well. Unfortunately, Florida was too busy beating Tennessee pretty badly in the swamp. Caroline, I love to take a good local temperature. What's the discourse like on the Vols after that Saturday night embarrassment?
Yeah, I was with like 4 or 5 diehard Tennessee fans on Saturday night, and it was, drink-fueled screaming. This guy sucks. Joe Milton sucks. Everyone sucks. The defense sucks. And I say drink-fueled like it was some irrational kind of feeling or take about their team. But you know what? Like, they're right. Like, the defense does not look good. And I took the bait on how good Tennessee's defense looked against Austin Peay and against Virginia. And I always couch that with, look, I get it. I know it's 2 not great teams, 2 teams that are completely outmatched, but they look so much better this season than they did last year. I mean, Tennessee couldn't tackle. Florida's offensive line is not good. And Tennessee struggled to get pressure on Graham Mertz. Like there was one play, like one of Trevor Etienne's like long runs, like one of his many explosive runs. One Tennessee safety, number 5. He was right with him and just like bumped him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Almost as if to say, like, I'm not going to tackle you, but if you keep running, I'm going to have to. Like, had every opportunity to stop him, but didn't. I mean, it was so puzzling. It looked like a Tennessee team out there that just didn't really care about winning. It was dumb pre-snap penalties, several false starts. And then at the end of the game, like Florida's in their own territory, it's 4th and 1. We all know they're not going for it, but they line up just to see if they can get an offsides on Tennessee to get the field goal a little bit closer. And Tennessee gets called offsides. I mean, just total shooting themselves in the foot of epic proportions. And this whole narrative that Tennessee can't win in the swamp, I thought, that's silly. Like, I don't buy into that. It's true. Tennessee simply cannot win in the swamp.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years now, 2003. I was still in high school the last time that they beat them in the swamp. Yeah, a long time ago, T-Bob. So, Caroline, speaking of Tennessee, like they were supposed to be the team in November that could challenge Georgia, and they don't look like that right now. But South Carolina did challenge Georgia. If we were like hitting reset at the beginning of the season, would you still have Georgia number 1, or where would you have them? Because like we didn't see them play anybody. They play an SEC opponent. They're down 14-3 at half. They come back. They win by 10. But like, what do you think of Georgia right now?
Like, yes, like Georgia went in there and did what they needed to do. For a half, South Carolina looked like the better team. For a half, Spencer Rattler looked like the better quarterback. But, I have to give Georgia credit. With a new quarterback and a new system and a team with a lot of injuries, they went in there, they did what they needed to do. Like whatever performance-enhancing drug is in Kirby Smart's halftime speeches, like it worked. But if I were to just, let's say if I had amnesia, I had no idea what happened the last 2 seasons in college football, I don't think Georgia should be the number 1 team in the country. Like, I don't think that it's right that just because you're the 2-time defending national champions, that gives you a spot at the top. Because I think Texas has been a more impressive team. Rough night for Texas, too.
Yeah,
Avoided embarrassment there. I think Notre Dame has looked better. I think Florida State, another ugly game for Florida State on Saturday. But still, I think all of those teams have looked more impressive than Georgia. But I do have to give Georgia credit for things that just good teams do. They find ways to win, even when they're down, even when they don't look like the better team, even when they've got a lot of things working against them. They just simply find ways to win. And Georgia did that, despite not having any explosive plays, despite not having Ladd McConkey or a lot of their starting players offensively. Georgia just finds ways to win. But no, I don't think they're the best team in the country. I don't.
I mean, you guys, I know that we run the risk of just becoming a LSU echo chamber here, but I mean, are we the best in the SEC again? I feel pretty damn good, dude. I don't know. I look around. Everybody else kind of sucks. The LSU quarterback's the one that leads in yards per game, completion percentage, touchdowns, except for A.J. Swan, but he played an extra game. Like all I'm saying is, after this week, what a difference a week makes. Tigers looking like they arguably should be the favorite to win the West. And then, yeah, again, with Georgia, it doesn't feel like they're just like much better than you. So LSU stock way up after this weekend, Caroline.
Way up.
Way up.
LSU sure did look like the best team in the SEC this past week. And I'm not going to just all of a sudden forget the second half against Florida State because that happened. But, like, where the heck was that offense against Florida State? Where the heck was, that kind of play calling with your you-know-what out against Florida State? And my other takeaway from that game is I thought Zach Arnett was supposed to be, like, one of the best defensive minds in college football. I didn't see that. I didn't see any defensive adjustments. I didn't see any pressure whatsoever on Jaden Daniels, even when he was carving up Mississippi State's defense. So stock way up. Like whatever car dealerships you have to stop and stretch at 8:30 in the morning in middle of nowhere, Mississippi, like keep doing more of that. I mean, it was a confident football team.
What was that? Was that just because the bus ride? It was something about like
they wanted to stop and stretch your legs, wake them up. Oh, okay. Had music blaring on the bus. He said,
"Okay, hell yeah, that's cool."
Look, I mean, they don't know the struggle of a good old Jefferson Pilot 11 a.m. kick, and so they're not, something LSU typically has to play in. Hey, what about Ole Miss? Where are you at, Caroline, right now with Ole Miss? They take care of Georgia Tech. They pull away late. They score 24 points in the fourth quarter. They've got a matchup with Alabama this weekend, and the line is heavy Alabama right now, which is a little fascinating to me. What do you think about Ole Miss so far?
See, that's a really good question because I just don't know. Like, I think Jackson Dart is much improved from last year. I think that, like, the Tulane game, for example, I don't think that last year's Jackson Dart wins that game, but he looks so much more comfortable in this offense and with his offensive weapons. But, I mean, and they're winning games without contributions or massive contributions from Quinshon Judkins. So I have to give Jackson Dart a whole lot of credit here. And Ole Miss has been really the only team in the SEC that has just taken care of business. So I don't know why I can't buy into Ole Miss more. Maybe we've been burned by Ole Miss before, where early in the season they look really good, they win their games, and they just fizzle out, and they can't beat the good teams. I think this is a good test to see where both of these programs are this weekend, Alabama and Ole Miss, because based off of what we've seen, like, Ole Miss should probably blow the doors off of Alabama. I just don't feel like that's going to happen. I can't trust this Ole Miss team quite yet.
I mean, we saw 7-0 go to 8-5 last year, so we've all suffered recently at the hands of Ole Miss. So I feel you on that. Caroline, what do you think about our? You know, we've talked about it in the past, but finally, college football going to arrive this weekend. This Week 4 slate is looking mint. There's going to be good football all over the place. How pumped are you for Week 4?
This was 1 week that I circled of, oh my gosh, how in the world did the college football gods just gift us with an absolutely chef's kiss of a weekend? I think we're going to learn a lot about Notre Dame because I think Notre Dame and Sam Hartman, I believe in this Notre Dame team. I think Sam Hartman has looked incredible so far. Good test against Ohio State, and also a good test for Ohio State, whose offense has frankly not looked very good. A good test for Florida State, because even though Clemson hasn't looked very good so far, lost to Duke in Week 1, it's still, you know, an in-conference rivalry against two of the best teams historically in the ACC, and then Ole Miss, Alabama. Like, this feels like one of those games, like Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU, Alabama. And even LSU, Ole Miss, LSU, Texas A&M. Like, those are games for the SEC West. Whichever team drops that game, whether it's Ole Miss or Alabama, I feel pretty confident in taking them out of contention for the SEC West, because even though the SEC West feels like it's a little bit down, not LSU though, not LSU with that 4th and 7 touchdown bomb to Malik Neighbors. But still, there's room for error in the SEC West. I just don't think that game, that whichever team loses that game is going to be able to come back from that.
Caroline Finn. Catch her every single day during middays in Nashville, also on SiriusXM College Football. Caroline, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
There you go. When we get back, closing hour 2 of OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Noel Family Distillery. Noel Family Distillery is over there in Dawsville. That's right, Devil Toast with the best small batch spirits. Okay, how about tequila? I obviously love tequila. Again, part of the reason why I ended sleeping on my neighbor's concrete this weekend was drinking delicious tequila. And if you want Louisiana's first ever family tequila, remember Noel went down to Mexico, studied the agaves, created a unique blend of high and lowland plants and notes that she thought represented Louisiana, and has brought it back there. Reposado, they got Blanco. They are delicious, y'all. Also, again, guys, second week in a row, pickle vodka shop, okay? They're pretty good, and they got a great pickle vodka over there at Noel Family Distillery. So, let's go, the official tequila of LSU Athletics.
Yeah, remember, you can go check it out. You can set up a tour. You can set up your event as well. Go to the website, noeldistillery.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Officially, it's a fridge full of beer. Unofficially, it's free AC. Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com. Oh, by the way, we do shutters too.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $12,000 off MSRP or 2.9% for 72 months on all new 23 Ram 1500 trucks in stock. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU, Mississippi State. You'll hear from Brian Kelly, and we'll preview Monday Night Football with the Saints and the Panthers. So join us for Monday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Damn! I went to go because what would you say? Ole Miss on DraftKings opened up at Ole Miss, Alabama.
I want to say it was 8.5.
8.5. So I'm like, okay, I'm like, damn, I'm about to take Ole Miss at that. Already down to 7 on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. So now I'm maybe going to wait for a little rubber band effect back the other way, but crazy.
How about
how down
this
the stock
line?
is.
LSU, what would y'all?
Bro, it's like, it's big 18. Boy. I'm like, ugh. I'm saying I got to watch. I'm going to watch.
18 right now.
I'm going to watch Arkansas film tonight.
Yeah.
To see how I really feel about this. My instinct says I would not touch that with a 10-foot pole. It's just a big number. It's just a big number. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel about Arkansas.
The one thing that's good about what happened, obviously getting the win, the way you won that game in Starkville, though, you're coming back to Tiger Stadium. Atmosphere is going to be
it's going to be
electric.
That's true. It's going to be electric.
Right,
Should
because
be,
now you're right back up there.
What time's the game?
It is a 6 p.m. kick locally, I believe.
That's what we like to see, boys. So we like to see.
Yeah, we don't like them 11 a.m. boys.
We're also back with, even though we're really good at them, according to Todd Bowley.
But I don't like them.
No, I don't like them either. And also, they're just too early to start drinking that much. We're back with another weekend of football, as we're talking about, right? Remember the DraftKings app? That's what we're all gambling on just now. You bet $5 on any NFL game. If you're a new customer and you sign up with the promo code Baton Rouge, you bet $5 on any game, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. You don't even have to win, okay? So what are we talking about here? But remember, all customers get great offers throughout September. So every single NFL game day, which would include today, there's always going to be like a really good deal for you to take advantage of, figure out what those deals are. You got to sign on to your DraftKings Sportsbook app. Promo code Baton Rouge. Shout out to my Lyft driver this morning who, my man was cleaning up this weekend, it sounds like, in his DraftKings app.
Your Lyft drive when?
This morning. Must be 21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Select pairs. Only bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility, deposit restrictions apply. Terms of sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms. Licensing partner, Golden Nugget, like Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-426-2537. Yeah, look, I'm responsible, okay? And so I Uber from Don Juan, but what that means is I have a vehicle just left at Don Juan all weekend, and I forgot to get it yesterday. So, what are you going to do?
You're lucky they had a lift at 5:30.
Oh, no, I've done this move plenty of times.
Yeah.
They're always available. It's crazy. Always available. Yeah. Any ride service. They're pretty good about it, too. I think it's kind of nice. I feel like a mogul, you know? Like a driver or something. Hour 3. Hold the Mayo. Coming up at 9:15. Continue to talk about the football weekend that was. More OTB coming up next. Keep it locked.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTemp of Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. Like I said, take control of your comfort zone. AccuTemp is going to, well, look, I don't care if it's AC, heating, or electrical needs. They got you. But again, it's not just like doing the raw work, right? Because, you know, other places could fix your system. Now, I would argue that maybe it wouldn't be to the quality that you're going to get from AccuTemp, but the customer service, man, they say service to the highest degree, and they live by that. It's unreal how easy it is to schedule a time, the communication lines. Go look at the online reviews if you don't believe me. You're going to be blown away. AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com.
And you can trust who's coming to your home. When they come out to your home, they send a picture of who's coming to the house and give you like a full breakdown profile of who it is. So you get to know that person. Not going to get that anywhere else. AccuTempBR.com.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can lease a new Toyota 4Runner for $489 per month. That's right. You can get a brand new 2023 Toyota 4Runner for $489 per month. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hello, Samantha, dear, I hope you're feeling fine. And it won't be long until I'm with you all the time. But until then, I spend my money up right down on my last dime. Come on, in Baton Rouge. I'm ready, what you put me on through. Gotta send my love down to
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of Front to Back Boat Service.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Monday, September 18th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 92. Coming up on OTBOT, we talk to Holden Mayo for a new edition of Spread Lines. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. We got a goddamn snow coming up at 9:15. Real quick here, I figured there's some questions in the chat I kind of want to get to. But then I also, we got to talk some Saints-Panthers. It kind of feels weird in how confident I am. Like, that's the only thing that gives me concern here is, like, I almost can't get up the energy to talk about the game because I feel like this defense is going to dominate Bryce Young. Does anybody have a great key to the game? I mean, I know that on the road in Carolina, traditionally things have gone awry. And I know that at times in this recent Saints football era, rookie quarterbacks have given you problems. But this defense just feels as complete. And after watching what they did to Ryan Tannehill, and then watching what the Titans would go on to do this last week, yesterday, it's I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling really good. Like, and even with Derek Carr, is there a lot to improve on? Absolutely. I'm still worried about obviously the O-line, and they got to be better. But like, I think Derek Carr even talked about it where he just wanted that first one so bad that, when he threw that pick, he's maybe playing a little outside himself. I think he only gets more confidence. So I don't know. I think it's weird. I'm not betting on them to win big or anything. I don't bet NFL spreads. They terrify me. But I do feel very confident the Saints are going to emerge victorious, and I'd be 2-0.
Here's one of the things that, if you're a Saints fan, is a good thing. The Carolina offensive line actually played pretty decent against the Falcons, and Bryce Young still struggled.
Yep.
They gave him time. The protection was not bad. When you look at the Pro Football Focus grades, we're talking 69, 67, 67.
Those are pretty good.
61. So it's not like falling off of the cliff like his performance was. I mean, he graded out T-Bob, lowest player on his team, 31.4%. So he had a pocket. He had time, still was just missing. And look, he's a young quarterback. Bryce Young is somebody that is going to have to continue to get better. We know that number 1 overall pick. He has a skill set, but right now he doesn't look like he has the ability to go out there and beat you. He doesn't. So you have to take advantage of that. You have a veteran defense. You have to, confuse him, get in those passing lanes. I think they do that tonight, and that's why I have confidence. It's the matchup, Saints defense versus Bryce Young.
Yeah. I mean, me too. That's it. And I like the Saints offense a lot, but honestly, no, the bigger strength here is defense. One thing that is interesting about with Derek Carr is very much pretty much consensus, 12th best quarterback, maybe 13th in the league. I think with this defense by year end, he could break into 10, maybe 9, just because we'll give him more credit where maybe he's actually not that much different of a player, but it's just that he finally has a more complete team.
Yeah,
Sick.
he went for 300-plus yards in week 1. The Saints only did that 2 times all of last season, so hopefully that's an encouraging sign. And Bryce Young, he threw the 2 interceptions. Both of them were to Jesse Bates, who I said was an underrated addition for the Falcons, unfortunately, on defense. But he baited him into both throws, is my point. Hopefully we see some of that from Lattimore and May and some of the veteran guys you guys are talking about.
Well, and you should, because Marshawn Lattimore's playing as well as he has in his entire career. I mean, again, there was nothing defensively last week to really critique for the New Orleans Saints.
And it's a homecoming for Brian Breesy as well, Carolina guy. Breesy.
Okay.
Won a lot of ACC titles in that stadium with Clemson. Hopefully that motivates him to play well.
Yeah.
Already as many sacks as Davenport.
Those are true things that happen. I agree. And yes, already as many sacks as. And Marcus Davenport was
inactive.
I think he got hurt. He either got hurt or he left the game or he was inactive. I could see Dev back there waving his hands. Get him out of here. Yeah, Davenport. The song remains the same there.
When you look at the matchup, Saints offense versus the Panthers defense, somebody who really struggled against the Falcons was former State Von Bell.
Oh, really?
Von Bell really struggled in that game. He struggled in both phases, not just in coverage, but in the run game as well. That is something, that player very well. You know his strengths, his weaknesses. A lot of weaknesses showed here in week number 1 against the Falcons. Look for the Saints to exploit that. I mean, obviously you have a lot of the same staff that was there when he was there, certainly offensively.
Well, and I want to see these same weapons, right? Like we saw Mike Thomas last week, feel like Mike Thomas played the most plays. As we're making fun of Marcus Davenport in one breath, we have to give credit in the other for Mike Thomas playing more plays than anyone last week.
Yeah.
We all obviously see what Rashid Shaheed did. He was fantastic. But in the game, Chris Olave, smooth as ever. Juwan Johnson. So, yeah, I mean, and that was game 1 with all these cats together. I want to see how they continue to grow. I would say this. I think you would love to get the running game going a bit more, obviously, right? That kind of goes without saying. That was definitely the biggest weakness last week.
You went against the number 1 rush defense.
Oh, I didn't know they were number 1.
I think they were number 1. I know they were top 3 for sure from a year ago. One of, if not the most disruptive defensive tackles in the entire NFL, and Jeffrey Simmons. It's a better matchup for you. Now, they have interior guys like Derrick Brown for the Panthers, but not quite the same as the Titans had. So the defensive line's not bad for them. We broke it down, I think it was the end of last week, with Brian Burns off the edge and Derrick Brown in the middle, but it's certainly not what you faced a week ago. And look, you've got one running back right now. You have one. You have Jamal Williams. It's the only running back that you currently have that you feel good about, like true NFL starter quality back because of AK, suspension, and then obviously you're without your draft choice Miller there. So
is Miller still hurt?
He's questionable for this game with the hamstring.
Man, that's
Hammy's no good, dude.
Like if Jamal goes down in this game, I know you still have like Tony Jones and others up in Merritt, but like what do you do?
You get Kirk Merritt. You just said it. And Tony Jones Jr. What do you mean?
No,
exactly.
I'll tell you what you do. You're gonna air it out 45
times. Put 7
times.
in the backfield and say, "Hey, Taysom, you're a running back."
Yeah,
that was kind of my point. Definitely try to run the ball better than you did last week. We kind of gave him a pass because of what y'all are saying.
They're handcuffed though. I mean, you got one back,
For
and
sure.
you're going against them, and the back has a style too. I mean, he's a north-south runner, so they're limited.
That's my point. I think you had to try to air it out, and I think Mike specifically, who y'all were just talking about, is primed to have a huge game. They're without J.C. Horn. He's going to miss the next couple of weeks, and they have Dante Jackson on one side, who we know really well. But if you get C.J. Henderson matched up on Michael Thomas, he could really eat. He had a good game last week, 5 catches, 61 yards. But looking at the film, he was open a couple of times, once for a touchdown, but the Saints just didn't block it correctly. So I think Mike Thomas can have a huge game.
There it is, little Saints-Panthers preview. Okay, feel great about the black and gold going into tonight. Ask the bench, see what time did you pass out Saturday night? I think it was around 11:30, if I had to guess. A lot of people give me criticism like, this guy's a father and has a job. How could he be doing this? And I'm like, what do you mean, sleeping? Y'all don't sleep? Like, I got to get to bed before midnight. What do you want me to do? I got stuff to do in the morning. I had to wake up and do an episode of Snaps with my kids in the office with me. These guys want me to stay up till like 2 a.m., Jake. I don't understand it.
I thought it was very responsible.
That's what I'm saying. Just
you worked earlier in the day to
to
provide for your family.
Exactly.
And then you went and enjoyed some good college football.
Yes.
You went next door, had some cabs, cold adult beverages, and you just took a little nap, and then you got in your bed.
That's what I'm saying. I had to get to bed. I got again, if you want to hoot the Owls at night, you got to sword the Eagles during the day.
That's right. Very responsible.
Also, sorry, I'm just, I'm just so manly and primal that I don't need like a soft feather bed like you guys over here and like everybody coming at me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you there. What are you? You're probably like, you probably know the thread count in your sheets. You know who doesn't? Me.
Got a sleep number bed.
Because I don't care. Okay, the only thread count I need is 0, the ground, solid concrete.
No blanket.
No blanket. It was warm. It felt great outside.
Yeah.
Felt great outside. Where was it? There was another question asked the bench. It was something along the lines of, Trent Ritchie, do you think Saban played those 2 QBs for South Florida to shut up his fan base while Jalen Milroe wanted to prove the other QB sucked and the USF was winnable? The problem is Saban doesn't actually care what the fans think.
No.
So this much scarier thing for Alabama is, no, that move was, it is as desperate as it reeks. You know, like it smells desperate, and it is desperate.
It felt panicky at the time.
And now what do? Do you go back to Milroe?
Yeah.
Because that's even more panicky feeling.
Oof, I mean, so, like, if we read between the lines in the offseason, you knew this was coming. But the thing was, it was Alabama. So they've been the standard of college football for so long that you're like, well, they'll figure it out. No, like, it was there. 2 new coordinators, quarterbacks you didn't trust, so much so that you go get a backup quarterback from Notre Dame after spring practice, and you just don't have the playmakers on the outside. And we talked about that. Like Jermaine Burton, if that's your number 1 guy, you should not feel good about that. And offensive line issues. And if it was any other team, we would not have hand-waved it. But because it was Alabama, everybody was. And, in fact, they went the complete opposite way. Instead of just saying what it truly was, like, no. They're so bad from what we see to their standard, we're going to put them in the championship game. We're going to pick them to win the title because we don't want to be on freezing cold takes. Like, at the very end, at the finish line, everybody did that.
Yeah, no, I mean, literally the entire game day crew did, which is crazy.
And it wasn't just them. I mean,
Some
it was
of
a
the
lot of people that did it. And, yes, they still only have 1 loss. But the thing is, when you look at the teams that have 1 loss, I mean, like LSU, like they have 1 loss. They're the highest ranked 1-loss team in the country. Alabama's right behind them. Well, after you lost that game, how did you bounce back? Well, Alabama had a very poor performance against a bad football team in South Florida, and then LSU goes on the road and beats Mississippi State. And so that's why I think you feel a little bit different right now about currently where those teams are. Like Ole Miss right now is feeling good about their chances to go to Tuscaloosa and give them a hell of a game.
Again, I feel different because college football many times can be boiled down, all of football, to just quarterback on quarterback, and they don't have one. And you have a guy leading the SEC in touchdowns, leading in completion percentage, leading in yards per game, second in quarterback rating to Jackson Dart.
Yep.
So, yeah, okay, I feel pretty good, okay? I tried to tell you, Drake May versus 8th and Calic Manis. How did that go? Okay, get out of here. I just like saying Calic Manis.
You do.
It's a fun name to say.
I was never going to be the first one to say it, but now that you said it, you do.
It just feels so much fun. All right, let's go to break. When we get back, Deb Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. Keep it live.
OTB, OT. Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product.
Live at lunch, live from the Queen Casino, the DraftKings Sportsbook, this Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., right here at 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch from the Queen Casino, Monday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hit me. Right in the sternum this time, T-baby. You already know. You already know. You already know. This that hustler music, young Weezy got that money. Hustler music. So ride to it, y'all. Vibe to it, y'all.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
7, y'all. Welcome back, OTB. It's time. It's Monday. It's RB&R day, which means it's time to go to our guy, Dem Snow. It's also RB&R on a Saints game day. Hold the Mayo. What's up, bro? How we feeling today?
Feeling like our chances are that much better.
Yep.
You know, just that much better. But I do want to. I don't want to come in here and like walk past the Jaden Daniels room. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to. He played a great game.
No. Okay, no. Let's dive into this. Explain how you are going to attempt to take away from 420 total yards, 85% completion, and 4 tuds. Go.
Because okay, I'm not taking away from it, but I'm going to say.
How are you going to do it with the Michael Thomas jersey on too? I'm curious.
If I got you. Well, wait till tonight because I got a feeling about that too. But if Sister Cleo was here, right? If Sister Cleo was here, she would predict in her magic ball after the week 1 disappointment. I mean, that's what it was. It was a disappointment against Florida State. She would have predicted.
It was Jaden Daniels' fault that you gave up 31 on.
I'm not saying it wasn't just Jaden Daniels' fault.
Okay.
He didn't. Don't T-Bob. You can't sit here and say he played a Heisman candidate game that game because he didn't.
No, I didn't say that.
All right.
I didn't say that, though.
Okay.
I said he did this game. My point is you are exposing yourself as being completely unobjective if you think it is somehow a negative that my man went for 420 and 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. Like, what's the angle? What's the angle?
Yeah, okay.
Sustainability? Well, it's not sustainable. So what? He went for 420 for one game. I don't care about that. I'm not talking about if it means he's going to go for 420 this weekend. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Should he have played worse so they look more sustainable?
No, you looking at it from a one-game perspective. We knew this was going to happen.
No, you didn't.
We knew this.
No, you
yes,
didn't.
We did.
You did not know Jaden Daniels was going to ball out like that.
He was going to ball out against Grambling. He was going to ball out against Grambling, and he was going to ball out against Mississippi State.
Then why last year? Then why last year against Mississippi State did he throw for like 200? He threw for 200.
Bro, I like the guy. What did he do against Arkansas last year?
Just wait for this weekend because it ain't going to be the same. It ain't going to be the same. Just like it was against Mississippi State. Just wait for this weekend. I expect you to have some crow with that RB&R next Monday.
Okay.
I just don't want to.
Did this start before you hopped on? Because I feel like I missed something.
No.
Yeah, he did.
No.
He about threw a subtle, smart-ass comment.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're also sitting here. Yeah, you want to suck Daniel Jones and hate Jaden Daniels. That's up to you. That ain't for me. Okay. Look, all I'm saying this is why I'm jumping on Dev so hard here, because he is representative of the weird nuss bus movement that even when a guy goes for 420 and 4 touchdowns and is perfect, it's sustainable. Like what? No, what? That's not the point. I don't care. Everybody has different levels of the game. If you go for 420 and 4 touchdowns, I'm gonna eat you alive. I'm gonna love you for that week.
Bro.
And how about this from Bilbo in the chat here? What are some numbers? What are some numbers? Look, I didn't throw these out there. He put these out here. These are some.
I never said I didn't like them.
No, I'm just saying, bro. Okay, he has a 98.8 PFF grade, first nationally, 81.8% adjusted completion percentage, first nationally, 30 yards per attempt on big-time throws, first nationally, 66% big throw percentage, first nationally. I mean, it's not bad, you know? It's not sustainable, though. I agree with that. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, right. Let's just disregard that one of the games was Grambling, bro. It's all good, man. We could do this. But, bro, like, we have to play better teams.
Play the game with every college football quarterback? Because everyone's played a Grambling. That's why college football sucked these first 3 weeks, because everybody played a Grambling.
Okay, it's more so just like we stuck in time. We just stuck in time. It is what it is, bro.
This is a clear evolution from last year. The offense has been bad for 2 possessions and 2 red zone trips the entire year. Against Florida State, they were there. You're up 17-14.
No. We could. No, like it's cool, man. Let's just forget about the Jaden Daniels Florida State game. I mean, yeah, because he threw for 300 yards. It's like the same type thing. Like you're like, oh yeah, he played well against Florida State. He held the ball too long. He had some bad throws. Let's see when he plays that caliber team again. That's all I'm saying. That's it. I'm not saying I don't like the guy. Dude, I don't have no faith in. I don't have no like entitlement to nuts, bro. Like I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Jaden
like
Daniels
I'm never
don't play
said
defense. Yes, but you have taken a hard stance that Jaden's not that guy. So when he looks like that guy, you don't want to believe that he's that guy.
Your dad says it all the time, bro. What have you done for me lately? If you want to say lately is the Mississippi State game, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool, bro.
That literally is the same. That literally you can't try to use that of all the saints you could have pulled. I mean, that's the worst one. Yesterday, 2 days ago, Dev, I watched it just do that.
All right, dude, Mississippi State, you acting like Mississippi State's like the second coming of Alabama, Georgia. The team's garbage.
No. What I am saying is that
remember, Dev, Jaden did last year in the biggest games, that's when he played the best. Alabama, Ole Miss, Florida. The games he struggled were the teams he was supposed to go out there and do what he did on Saturday.
Which was detrimental to us going to – we had a shot.
And he wasn't that good.
And it was detrimental.
Bro, and he wasn't that good against Mississippi State last year. I mean, the step forward, and he was at home last year, on the road this year. All I'm saying is if you can't see improvement, then you ain't watching. Like, if you think he's the same guy as last year, then you're not watching.
No, I see the passing. Look, bro, the guy was a great passer this past game, bro. It was awesome. It was his best passing game I've ever seen him at LSU, in my opinion. But, I mean, dude, come on, bro. Like, I'm not going to sit here and hold on to that, bro. Let's move forward.
We gonna see. Yeah, okay, exactly. All I'm saying is, look, if he sucks, I'll come in here and tell you. I came in here after the film review after Florida State, and I said, you know what? I'm not as high on his performance as I was after my first watch. Like, I understand what people are saying in ways that he was limited, but the throws that I thought he couldn't make, he made this last game. So I'm going to give credit where credit's due. So we're going to see.
He also Neighbors was also like, it was barbecue chicken, bro. From the second when he saw that corner, bro, and which is credit to Jaden Daniels, he knew he could just throw it up, and Neighbors was gonna go get it. So credit to him for that.
We're gonna see. Okay, we're gonna see this weekend against Arkansas. Deb. Is that gonna make you a believer if he goes and does it again this weekend?
I will feel a lot better.
I shouldn't go too hard here because I haven't even watched film in Arkansas yet, so I don't know if I believe that.
No, I will feel so much better, bro, if he does it against Arkansas, bro. I just want to see it that's all. Huh? Anyway, bro, I don't want to. I just wanted to acknowledge.
Yeah, so it's just I'm sorry that got a little. We got a little spicy right there. Very fun. Though.
Real spicy.
I needed a little spice, dude. Yeah. It's been kind of a bland morning. I needed a little bit of my coffee.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not the QB whisperer, bro. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, I said Colt Brennan was going to be one of the greatest pros of all time, and look how that went. So I've had my misses, but I've also had my makes, bro, and let's just see.
All right, Dev, are you going to the game tonight? What's the deal? You're going to be front
row? No,
row?
not in Carolina, T-Bob.
Oh, what am I talking about? I was thinking it was the Dome for a second. Your studio though, bro. What are these paintings you got going on here? This is looking nice. I feel like these are this background. I don't remember. Am I crazy?
No, it's new. It's
this
studio.
is new, right?
No, that's
new
new.
Studio.
Yeah. I brought a local stoner in, and I just told him just paint whatever you think, and that's what he painted.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying? So
awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it brings the main thing is to bring me it was kind of dark in this corner, so lighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna do the call-in show after the game tonight, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's my favorite thing to do. Just have wild Saints fans calling in, intoxicated or not, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, are you gonna stay so typically on Mondays we ask you where you're going. I'll go ahead and get to it because you've been going sometimes to the outskirts, sometimes you've been traveling. It's Saints game day. So does that mean you stay in the city of New Orleans for RB&R Day?
Yeah, I think I'm just at the point to where the traveling thing's cool, but it's I really just want to knock everything out down here, man. And it's so much. Every Monday I wake up and I just start looking at it. I'm like, it's like they building more places. It's crazy. But, if you ask me where I'm going today, I'd say probably dude, maybe Bobby Abaz, bro.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. Get a
and I'm tired of the slander. I'm tired of the slander of Bobby Abaz too. So I want to straighten that out because I've been there 4 times and people always talking. I'm just gonna be honest. They're always talking kind of like it's mids and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's I just don't. I've never had a bad experience there. I think that barbecue shrimp is top notch. You know what I'm saying? It's a great environment and all that. So we'll see.
I think it tastes great. I just think I have to take a nap afterwards because I get the Cajun Hebert fries covered in crawfish sauce, and I can feel my arteries just slowly clogging as each fry enters my mouth. But no, taste wise, I think excellent. Pretty good gumbo as well, which I think is hard to do.
Hey, another thing I wanted to mention with LSU, man, I think something they need to do every road game, bro. They need to stop at a dealership and stretch, bro. I think that paid substantial.
Hell yeah.
That paid substantial dues, bro. It might have been one of my favorite decisions Brian Kelly ever made, dude. It was like a reality check. It was humbling. You know what I'm saying? It was that was better than coffee. That was better than Adderall. That's better than anything, bro. You go to a car dealership that you didn't expect to go to and you just start stretching.
What do you think the people at the dealership thought? What the hell's going on right now?
I'm sure they gave him a heads up.
Yeah.
I'm
probably
sure,
had to pay
I'm
him.
sure
I
that was
hope not, though. I like to believe that they didn't. They just showed up in the LSU football team and started blaring music and hitting high knees.
And then one guy is looking for cars. He's like, "What? I'm looking for cars. You can't turn me away."
Wait, what about Dev? Are we at all worried about the NFC South looking a little good? Falcons got a little juice, bro. Bucks, your guy Baker. Your guy looking really good. What's going on?
Bro, I love me some Baker Mayfield, bro. And look, I'm gonna be honest. I had to get off of his wagon probably around this time last year. I had to just finally, after 7 years, I had to be all right, dude, I can't say nothing good about Baker Mayfield no more. Yeah. But just when I do it, bro, he's back. Dude, that's Baker, bro. It's gonna be a 15-year career of him just, popping in and out, But I'd say the Bucks are probably it's crazy, but I'd say the Bucks are probably a better team than the Falcons. I watched that Falcons game and I just wasn't, I don't know, bro. They won, but I'm not impressed.
I guess it depends how good the Packers are. Because they were feeling really good for like 6 quarters, right?
Yeah, they played the Bears, though, right?
Yeah,
in
they
week 1.
play the Bears, and now the Bears look awful. So it's like, oh, wait, maybe the Packers and Jordan Love isn't actually that good. That's fair. That's fair.
I think Ritter, my favorite thing I like about Ritter was like when he was running like the option. They had a nice option like to the left side, and that was a really he really looked good on that play. But as far as like throwing the football, I didn't really see it. They can't get it to Kyle Pitts. Like I don't know what they're gonna do with that guy. Like I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I still got the Saints as the best team in the NFC South. I think we win tonight 24-6.
Oh, 24-6, Dev. Feeling like that.
We're healthy. We're healthy, bro. It's nice to see a Saints injury report, and it's like, there's nothing that really made me upset.
Well, the Pelicans are still being the bullet sponge for the Saints. They're taking all the bad injury luck and just absorbing it, so that the black and gold
all of
don't
it,
have
every
to.
bit of it.
That's what I'm saying. Good on them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And I was in a space with Larry Nance the other night, and he was talking about how he was so happy that we were healthy with the exception of Trey, and he even mentioned Jose as healthy as ever. And dude, that's crazy, bro. It's just unfortunate.
It'd be crazy for any other team, but
yeah, weekend loser. I wanted to mention FanDuel. FanDuel, couldn't stay away from it. They had to do it. They did the hypothetical line between the 2023 Colorado and 2019 LSU. I mean, guys.
Wait,
we got to stop.
You didn't see that?
Yeah, I mean, dude.
23 Colorado? Like Prime's Colorado? I love Prime's Colorado.
How much incense are you smoking to post that?
What are we talking about, dude? I don't understand that at all.
That happened. That was real.
Prime's cool as hell, though. I mean, look, I love what they got going on in Colorado, but they're 20-point dogs to Oregon this week.
Hey, is Taylor Swift dating Jake Haney, or was that a hoax?
I think Taylor Swift is dating. Well, I saw a report that y'all were dating, and that it was going to come out today. Yeah, here it is. Rumors that the Redskins guy Devin Snow have been reportedly quietly hanging out, expected to go public on the Lord's Day. I've seen Travis Kelce. I haven't seen Jake Hader. There is no way that Jake Hader's dating Taylor Swift. There is a negative chance in hell. Yeah, no. This is Barcelona Trillin. Now that the Kelce thing may be real.
No, so it is like they showed them like getting off a plane together in their game. Yeah, that's legit.
There we go. Shout out Travis.
What's
I think that was Photoshop, Taylor.
Oh, was that Photoshop too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Old man got played.
Got played
by the internet.
Scrolled through and saw the picture, guys. I didn't put it under a magnifying glass.
Well, it's what he wore.
Don't get defensive. We get played on the internet too. Everybody gets played on the internet.
Man, sensitivity finds across the room.
I just scrolled through and saw it. Like it's not the big of a deal.
Hey, it's also just another note here. It's National Cheeseburger Day. You could probably get cheeseburger. Yeah, you could get cheeseburgers for like a couple cents at your favorite establishment. What is y'all's favorite establishment for a cheeseburger? Fast food.
Fast food?
Fast food, like fast. Not like, something.
Y'all know mine.
You're not like Brewbachers or anything.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I won't speak ill of a business. Fast food, I don't know, man.
Like I'm gonna go like we talked about last week. I'm gonna go with that junior bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's.
Wendy's?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like fast food, it's not like I don't dislike any. I love McDoubles, love JBC's, love Whoppers.
Whataburger Junior.
I love the Whopper.
But like I don't think anybody stands head and shoulders. If I had to choose, I would go Whopper. If we're just
I think I'd go with the Whopper.
Yeah, if we're talking fast with cheese. But yes. Whopper with cheese.
I ate a Whopper last night, and I woke up at like 3 a.m. I'm serious, bro. Throwing up and stuff, dude. Like, I think it's just reached that point to where, like, I can't just, like, hang out at the house and eat Burger King. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's just over with, dude.
It happens to everybody at some point.
Mario just called you soft in his mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a couple of those today.
Yes, sir.
You know how you just can't sleep another second? You got to go throw up? That's what it was. Yeah. And it was just.
I may have to go to Curbside today and go celebrate. I do like that burger quite a bit. Jordan Hayden says, because Whopper's flame grilled. Yeah, I think that helps.
It is.
For sure. Also, I don't love the middle bun on the Big Mac. It creates too much bread. Like if you want to go with McDonald's classic.
Who's eating Big Macs in 2023? You got to be a nasty.
But I'm just comparing, like, look, it's like BK has a Whopper, McDonald's has the Big Mac, right? It's kind of like the signature throw.
I'd feel terrible if I ordered a Big Mac at this point in my life. I gotta let that down.
I don't know though, it's not that different. That's kind of, what I'm saying? Like if you're eating a Whopper, it's not like, oh my God, no, Big Mac, please, no, who's the finest? I eat Whoppers. No, like get the hell out of here, bro. You can't stay if you're throwing up because the Whopper you ate at 3 a.m., you cannot look your nose down at a Big Mac.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It only had cheese on it. It only had cheese on it too, bro. It was I was concerned. Yeah, I was like, dude, what is going on, dude? But
I'm just addicted to Iverson's ground beef. Just make my own burgers.
Anybody in the chat, anybody here at Odessa's show Saturday? No, bro, I didn't make it, dude. You know what I'm saying? It sounds tight. I bet it was better than going to like Garth Brooks. You know what I'm saying? That's like a concert where you feel like you're in space. Odessa, I feel like.
I don't know. Who are we talking about? Odessa?
They make electronic music.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
They're solid. They've been like Voodoo Fest a couple times.
Okay.
Oh, hey, T-Bob, if you were a single man right now and you said that, like, I don't know who Odessa is, but you wouldn't get asked for like 5 years. Dude. All the chicks listen to that, bro. It's like saying you don't know who SZA is.
I actually do know SZA. I liked SZA's last album quite a bit also. Ooh.
Yes.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was
she's fun.
Y'all want to just part on that, or what you think?
Yeah, it feels like a good spot. It feels like a good spot.
24 to 6 tonight. Who balls out the most on offense?
Well, now that we got a quarterback, and what I mean by that is, somebody who can take shots, throw it down the field, and whatnot. I like Mike Thomas tonight, but at the same time, bro, I like Olave. I don't think the running game. I heard y'all talking about this earlier. I don't think the running game's going to do that much better, to be honest with you, dude. Like, Carolina's got a pretty good defense, too. And then also look at the Titans yesterday, bro, just to show you how good their run defense is, bro. Like,
yeah,
the Josh Kelly guy, I got him on my fantasy team. I picked him up. I knew Eckler was going to be out, and I still couldn't get myself to start him, bro, because that Tennessee, they not giving nobody's running on them, dude. It don't matter who y'all.
Yeah, I can't wait for tonight, though. A little Monday Night Football, early start, too, which the dads love to see. 6:10. Deb, the new studio looks awesome, man. It looks really good. And here's to hoping that we're talking about 2-0 Saints tomorrow. And here's to hoping that you come in tomorrow and next week, you're like, T-Bob, I'm sorry you were right. Because that would have meant that LSU dominated. So,
bro, I hope they do. Bro.
I know you do.
Don't let me leave thinking that I'm not rooting for them. Let's see, bro.
Don't worry.
Let's see.
We'll see.
All right. God bless.
All right, Deb, take it easy. Hold the mayo. HTMsports.com/shop. Go get all your merch, man. We'll be back. More off the bench.
OTB OT.
K2ZBlinds.com. Now it's KTOZ Blinds.com. This is K2Z window coverings. And look, if you need any custom window jobs, you want K2Z. You get that free professional estimate. You get that free installation as well. And if it's a big job, an expensive job, and maybe you don't want to pay for it all in one chunk, well, look, they can work with you. They can find financing options that work for you. The bottom line, though, for all of your custom window coverage, you want K2Z.
You do, and it's not just blinds. I know the website is K2Z Blinds, and certainly they can help you out, T-Bob, in the blinds and window coverings, but it's blinds, shades, shutters, drapes. We talked about the screen shade system for your outdoor space, and if you're wondering, like, is that going to fit my space? It's customized, right? It is to fit your space, and I didn't know this. I mean, he came into the house last week, and they've got, like, a ton of different colors. They're going to match it to whatever your space already has. K2ZBlinds.com, K2ZBlinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show. We'll hear from Brian Kelly and his press luncheon as he reacts to the game against Mississippi State. Get you ready for Saints and Panthers with a report from Charlotte. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
.104.5 ESPN and Citizens Bank and Trust are looking for the ultimate tailgate. Snap a pic of your setup and upload it to 1045ESPN.com for a chance to win a $500 Rouse's gift card. Our judges will select the winner on September 29th. It's the ultimate tailgate giveaway from Rouse's Markets, Citizens Bank and Trust, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Howdy, y'all. Welcome back, OTB.
Man, leave Gus alone.
Oh, my God, Colorado. Cool. Welcome back. A few things that I wanted to touch on. Somebody hanging out in that chat named Briley, who's apparently an FSU fan that just kind of came by after the game and decided to stick around because they were having fun. And Devin just now was their first introduction into a true, New Orleans accent. They did not understand what accent they were listening to. I want to see if I can. If we probably already got past the point where I could scroll back and find it, but I'll.
He said, "What is this guy's accent? It's like New Jersey got grafted into a cypress tree that was subsequently thrown into a wood chipper."
Okay, hey, that's not okay. I actually kind of love that as a description of the New Orleans accent because I've always thought it's very similar to New Jersey.
Yeah, it's got a little New Jersey twang in there for sure.
It's like New Jersey, Boston had a baby accent
yes.
a little bit, and there's certain areas depending on where you're from in Louisiana. Is there a state, and probably there's an obvious one, is there a state that has more accents than Louisiana?
Yeah.
Think about Breaux Bridge has its own accent, and Breaux Bridge is tiny.
And then you have
North Louisiana.
Yeah, but then you got way down, Cajun. Yeah.
So on and off campus on Friday, T-Bob comes on the show every Friday, and we were blessed to have the Cajun Cannon with him.
Just showed up to baby
and he hopped on the radio.
Nice.
And so my co-host, Bobby Carpenter, who's from Ohio, lives in Columbus now, he's like, I could listen to that guy just read names out of the phone book with his accent.
The weirdest accents
it
to
blew
me,
him away.
The weirdest accents to me are that Pittsburgh's got a little bit of that that Baltimore accent. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it can legitimately sound like a different language. I'm trying to, no. I think, like, okay, where was mayor of Easttown? That was Pennsylvania, right?
I think so.
Right? Yep. But, like, you know that accent that I'm talking about? I guess I'd have to bring up a clip because this is an awful conversation because I can't do an impression of it because I don't even fully understand it myself. But it's the one that sounds the oddest to me. But, yeah, it feels like Pennsylvania has a lot of different accents. All right, let's get to Lane. Have y'all seen any of this Lane Kiffin stuff?
Not till you showed me earlier today.
So Lane Kiffin yesterday, oh man, I think I X'd out my windows that I had it up on, so bear with me for 1 second. But Lane Kiffin is out here messing with Nick Saban.
As he likes to do.
Man, searching Lane Kiffin in Twitter is just a disastrous thing.
Kind of like Alabama's season so far.
Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, Alabama win total right now, if you go on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, is 8.5. Is the new over/under.
That is wild.
Yeah, just to give you an idea of how far things have fallen here.
We're having an interesting text thread with our guy Flynn. Instead of telling you what we're talking about, I'll tell you to go to drinkmyhigh.com.
Drinkmyhigh.com.
Yeah, Drink My High. It's hot out there during Sunday soccer, and you should drink My High.
So Lane Kiffin talked to Ben Garrett of On3 Sports, and he said, and he's talking about Kevin Steele. He believes that secondary coach Travaris Robinson has actually taken over from Kevin Steele's play caller, saying, quote, "We've been against Kevin a number of times, worked with him at Alabama and against him at Auburn and LSU. There seems like there's been a change there. I don't know what happened after the Texas game, but our guys watching the TV copy and schematically in the last game certainly seems like T-Rob's now calling the defense. We played him before at South Carolina, so we're preparing accordingly for him calling the defense. He's done a good job, too, and they've got really good players." So Lane says this, and immediately people are like, wait, is this a real quote? Like, there's no way that this could be like an actual quote, right? Well, then the Sports Illustrated Alabama fan site writes an article about it. Lane tweets out the article with the tweet, "Did Alabama football change its offensive play caller? Lane Kiffin seems to think so." So Lane creating this news story, then leaning into it, promoting it. Where's the mind games in the actual takes begin here? I can't exactly tell.
I don't know. You never know with Lane. I mean, who knows? Who knows what? I mean, Kevin Steele is somebody that when they hired him, it was like a head scratcher.
It was a wet fart hire. That's how I described it.
Yeah. So maybe after a couple of weeks, maybe they did make a move. I don't know. Like, if they were playing well on defense, like, we wouldn't even give this any thought.
Is there another offensive guy they could have call the plays? Because it seems like that might be that might help as well.
I don't know, man. They lost Marone and O'Brien and a bunch of good coaches, so I don't know.
And now it's like, if you're Lane, are you really preparing for T-Rob? If you really do believe that, or now are they going to try to zig when you zag because you said that, or was it like a rock paper scissors thing where you say I'm throwing rock? So they think, well, he's not going to throw rock, and then I think, no, I am going to throw rock. They think I'm not going to throw rock, so they just told him I'm throwing rock.
We got to do this all season with Alabama, man. Like, they've looked bad so far. There's no logic to make you think they're going to play well against Ole Miss.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think it's fascinating that Lane's out here messing with Nick Saban to the extent that Nick Saban, as soon as he opens his press conference,
he's going to answer it. Yeah.
He's going to have to answer question after question about is T-Rob calling plays
who's actually
over
calling
Kevin
your
Steele.
defense?
It's genius. Love it. All right, when we get back.
I wonder who they're really preparing for.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Closing, I ask the bench next.
OTB, OT.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. You can actually order there right there on the website with All-Star Toyota Express. You can also explore the incredible deals that they can go on. You look at the new and used inventory that they got on site. You can set up schedule. You can schedule service if you need to. You can look into renting with cheaper per-day rental prices than traditional rental companies. Look, either way, find your next Toyota off of Airline Highway. The best people, the best prices. I love, we still got to get our guy from Fast and Furious. I love the Toyota Sienna. If you've ever thought about a minivan, go check it out today. AllStarToyota.com.
I mean, he's right. It's got so many features, so many cup holders, so many buttons you can press in carpool and open multiple doors. So it's easy. You don't have to worry about the kiddos opening your car door and just hitting another car for no reason because there's buttons and you press the buttons and then it just slides open. You should get one today. AllStarToyota.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-207.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We're recapping LSU Mississippi State. You'll hear from Brian Kelly, and we'll preview Monday Night Football with the Saints and the Panthers. So join us for Monday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What up, y'all? Hey, check it out. Weather's kind of changing right now. You know, flu season fast approaching. We got a very cool new initiative here from Patient Plus Urgent Care. So right now, Patient Plus starts today. They're actually offering memberships. Start at $20 a month for an individual, $40 a month for a couple, $60 for a family of 3 to 4. And look, you can pay for the entire year up front if you want. You get a 10% discount if you do so. But think about it, dude. Everything that you normally visit urgent care for, right? Flu, COVID, x-rays, UTIs, whatever. You can sign up online, patientplusuc.com/membership. And think about it this way. Like $20 a month, what are you talking about? Okay, a lot of y'all maybe pay for a car wash. monthly, right? You're in a car wash membership. You get those unlimited car washes. What is it? It's like $20 a month. So basically, you take care of your car. Why not take care of your body? And then next time you're feeling sick or you have a problem, you don't have to worry, I don't want to go in there. No, you're good because you got the membership. So we'll continue to hammer this. I think it's a great deal over there at Patient Plus Urgent Care. Ask the bench brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Visit Yard Seltzer, and Blue Moonlight Sky Citrus Wheat.
Respect your body.
More impressive performance. USF holding Bama to 0 points in the first half, or South Carolina leading 14-3 the half against UGA? Got to be USF.
Yeah.
But South Carolina was impressed. They were frisky for a minute there, dude.
Their offensive line was a lot better than we thought because we talked about it. We were like, man, Spencer Rattler's going to get sacked like 15 times. Like in the first half, their O-line actually held up.
He took some hits, but much better than I thought. And they just got gassed. Their defense just got gassed. And Mike Bobo's out there calling those like 2007 screens still, but South Carolina was too gassed to go out there and make a play on them.
Ask the bench. Out of all the accents in the world, you had to choose one to listen to for a day. What would it be?
Accents?
Yep.
Country accent, bro.
British, Robbie Ashford.
Robbie Ashford.
I'll go
Australian's
Boston.
pretty good.
I'll go
Ooh,
Boston.
Boston, really? Okay.
I think people with Boston accents, like when they get real heated, like a Bill Burr, it's just always funny to me.
New Zealand. Go to.
What's a New Zealand sound like?
What?
Can you do this whole reading in New Zealand?
It's no, because it's just Australian, but a little bit different.
See?
I just don't like Australia. It's a country full of criminals. RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuve me. You want to feel younger, better, stronger, okay? You want to fight facial aging, andropause, menopause. You don't have the energy that you used to have, man. You just need to get it back. You want Rejuve Me, where they're going to fight the effects of aging, and they understand it's a customized plan for you. My needs are not your needs. Okay, you go in there, you get that free consultation, get your labs done. They've actually caught serious health problems in doing this, end up saving people's lives. But go your labs done, see what's up, let them customize a plan and get you where you want to be. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Yeah, go to that website, get the consultation set up because, like T-Bob said, like sometimes you don't even know what is causing the reason why you're feeling like you are. You want to feel like your youthful self. RejuveMeMedical.com. RejuveMeMedical.com.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units,